You can start. I'm just grabbing.
Letterbox.
What up?
What's going on?
Hello,
Party
everybody.
people.
Welcome back to another Sunday, and we got a bunch of horror news to cover today. So I'm going to dive into that shortly. So welcome back, everybody. So we have RJ Skorensky joining us. We have King Matthew III. We have CG with us right now. RJ is jumping right into that Twilight topic. So
Oh
I'm
boy.
going to go ahead. I'm going to star those for later. So we got Matthew here. We got
Oh, boy.
CG. We'll have our usual cast of folks jumping in very shortly. So, but how's everybody been this week?
Just getting ready
Busy,
for
busy,
this
busy.
Days of the Dead convention out here.
Nice.
Yeah, so getting ready for that this coming weekend. Excited for that. Catching up with some old buddies and meeting one of my celebrity crushes. Well, two of them again. Alyssa Sutherland from Evil Dead Rise and Jane Levy from Evil Dead 2013.
Oh hell
God.
yeah, buddy.
I
And
missed
Dave,
Awesome.
your girl is going to be here, and I wish I knew sooner. I didn't find out till today
Ooh.
that she's going to be there. Linda Blair.
I
didn't find out. Yep, you could have
Yeah.
sent me the stuff, man. I didn't find out.
Linda
until this
Hamilton's
morning.
going up to Monster Mania.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on March.
Oh. I've been wanting to meet Linda Hamilton.
Yeah, I missed out on that one signature for Evil Dead on the Chainsaw because I took a break from going to con for about a year, and that's when she showed up from the Evil Dead there.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, God damn it. But yeah, so you know what I found out today before we jump into the news and everything with our first topic. But I know no, you haven't seen this, but you remember the Burbs that came out in the late 80s, early 90s? The
Tom
TV
Hanks.
show drops in February, and it's a horror version of it.
Well, the original
Nice.
was kind of a horror comedy. You know?
Yeah. So Keke Palmer is the lead in it, so I'm looking forward to it now.
Yeah, I am too, man, because I like
Yeah.
her.
So horror on TV has been doing really good, with the exception of Stranger Things, which we're going to get into very soon.
Absolutely. And then also for you, ladies and gentlemen. So we got a special surprise for you guys soon. Just stay tuned. You guys, we'll let you know when you get an exclusive sneak peek of Scream Behind the Mask. That's the official title of the fan film that me and the boys have been working on. And I am telling you, I'm blown away. Everything was awesome. We just need your help once that Indiegogo goes up. So trust me, we need your help to finish this thing. It's going to be amazing. And I know for a fact it's going to blow your socks off. And that's going to be our segue into Scream 7 when we talk about it today.
Yep. Alrighty. So, oh, you're hearing a squeaky toy? Yeah, that's Cece. She's over here. She's playing with her toy today. So it's better than her chasing a tennis ball around the house. So I apologize for that. But yep, CG, thank you for the collection. Dan, he called this out last week. I didn't get to post this last week. He mentioned that.
Well, CG, we are giving away these guys. Also, it won't be here anymore once for the Indiegogo. So, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to have to get on Dave's level and get a bunch of other stuff in here,
I'm at the point right now where I've been talking about it for the last week or so that I want to get rid of all of these cabinets and replace them with better cabinets. So, I'm on the fence.
If anyone's looking to buy glass cabinets,
yeah, I may list them, and that will be my determining factor. Scott Walker's with us. Hey, Scott Walker, how's it going? Yeah, we're gonna get into Scream today, so bring those Matthew Lillard stuff towards the end if you're with us by that time. So. Alrighty, so the first bit of news that I want to go out, which I find a bit interesting, and I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me which one came out first or not, but Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's Dead, or Jason Goes to Hell, right? So Freddy's Dead came before Jason Goes to Hell, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, long before Jason Goes to Hell. Jason Goes to Hell
Alright.
didn't come. Wait, Jason
Yep.
Goes to Hell.
Jason Goes to Hell was
What
in
do
the
you mean Jason
90s.
Goes? Oh yeah. No,
Yeah,
Jason
yeah.
Goes to Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street did come out first. Yeah.
All right. So it was recently released that the director of Freddy's Dead mentioned two shocking things. There was an alternate ending for Freddy's Dead, and the alternate ending for Freddy's Dead essentially was that the dream demons that escaped Freddy Krueger end up going into this kid at the end of the movie, and it starts the whole cycle over again. So no more Freddy Krueger, but we have a new character that's possessed by the demons, and that's how it was supposed to end originally, on a cliffhanger like that. The other thing that was mentioned was that the film itself has been cut apart from the theatrical release, along with Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, where there's been a lot of scenes that have been removed by New Line Cinema and have not made it to home release. So it's changed the chemistry of the movie and the flow of the movie, what it was originally at, and she's kind of upset by that, but she doesn't know if it'll ever be found where the footage is, because back then that stuff was kept on VHS, it wasn't kept digitally, so those edits are very hard to come by these days.
Well, back then they used to keep them on the actual film too, the film reel. So yeah, because remember the whole debacle with the Halloween 6 producer's cut. It's like that all over again. So, I don't know, man. I remember being a kid, and that was always the rumor, and we used to just chalk it up to BS that, those three demons, sperm demons is what we used to call them. we're gonna go into the what was his name, Jesse or something? I can't remember the kid's name. But yeah. And we just chalked it up to BS. So to know that this is actually real is pretty interesting. Because I never liked Part 6, man. Like, it was just silly and campy, and
makes the conformity gate believers sound a little bit more realistic now, don't they?
Oh, please. We'll get
this is 40 years. This is 40 years. I'm just saying, this is 40 years later. And it's like, oh yeah, by the way, Marcus, you were right. You weren't. It wasn't BS. You were right. 40 years later, come to see. Surprise, surprise.
It's that old,
right?
It's that old. It can't be that old. When did Part 6 come out?
It came out in the 80s.
No, did it come out in the 80s? Did it come out in 89?
Yeah, like late 80s.
Let's see. Freddy's Dead. When
everyone's on the computers.
Came out
91.
Came out 91.
All right.
Damn, I was 11.
Yeah, so that is 35 years old.
Yeah, stop trying to age it.
Golly, man, I feel old.
Well, it actually is going to 36 this year. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
I remember going to the theater and they gave us the 3D glasses for the last, few minutes of the movie. Yeah, I remember.
I'm gonna pull a Kevin Hart. Damn.
Yeah, so I don't know. Do you think that saves the movie though with that type of ending, or no? I don't think so.
Nah,
if they release it with the additional footage,
it wouldn't save
they can't
the
find
movie. Yeah, it wouldn't save the movie, but I love how a bunch of our theories have been on this podcast plenty of times.
Yeah.
That in order to continue a series for not it to get stale is to pull a move like that. Doesn't mean it's going to save the movie. It doesn't make the movie good. You know what I mean? But, if you had that ending with an overall fantastic movie, then sure. You know what I mean? Then you can continue to cycle without it making it stale, So that's, I'm so shocked and I'm so surprised how we've seen it and they've tried it, but never came into fruition. Like Halloween, when it was supposed to go into the little girl, right? This one, when it goes into the kid, the only one we haven't seen it in, I don't think, is Friday the 13th. I don't think we've ever seen that.
Well, you can say
except for I mean, Jason Goes to Hell. Jason Goes to Hell.
No, it was supposed to happen to Tommy.
Yeah,
it was
Tommy,
supposed to happen
wasn't
to Tommy.
real payoff.
Oh, that's right. It was supposed to happen to Tommy, and it didn't. Yes, you're correct. Thank you for correcting me. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't have made the movie better though.
Nah,
I don't
the
even
movie
remember
was
the
just
original
campy
ending
and
of
too
that.
silly.
Yeah.
It was just too campy.
Yeah.
Oh, the original ending was his daughter took him out and she was like, Freddy's dead, and they laugh and it cut to black. That was the original. It was sick.
Trash.
Yeah.
It is that is a trash movie. That's one I like. If I'm gonna watch the franchise, I I cringe if I'm gonna watch it. I try to skip over that one.
That says a lot because you love that series.
Yeah.
You know what's funny though? The Ash versus Freddy versus Jason versus Ash comic handled those characters a whole lot better. You know, the daughter and everything, making those characters handled that whole story, that whole arc was a whole lot better than a lot of those Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
Dude,
well, Freddy's Dead was just
you know
a sequel
what?
for money.
Yep. And you know what, man? That's one missed opportunity that they missed out, man. Because if we got a Freddy versus Jason versus Ash,
oh
Jesus,
yeah,
you know how much money that thing would make. If that thing came out now, and you had Robert Englund come back, and you also had what's his breath as Ash, you know what I mean? If you had everybody come back, oh my god, it would make so much money. It doesn't even matter if the movie's bad. That it would make so much money right now, dude.
Would you pull the trigger and make it today with them at their age?
What happened, Dave?
Would you take a chance and make that movie today at their age?
I would.
Yeah,
if I had the money, if I was a studio like, I hate to say Blumhouse because they've been dropping turds lately, but if I was a big horror studio like Blumhouse, A24, Neon, I would throw boatloads of money just to do that one off before they're gone. You know what I mean? Just to have a last goodbye and
Yo,
and it's guaranteed money, dude.
Yep.
You said it. I hate the sidebar, but Blumhouse is in full meltdown again and trying to control the media because just like with the Wolfman, when they released the pictures of what the Wolfman looked like before the Wolfman came out and everybody freaked, the Mummy had its first test screening and James Wan got up and left the theater during the screening of their Mummy film that they just.
No way.
There's a new Mummy film?
There's two new Mummy films coming out. This one has nothing to do with a mummy. It's just a curse. And then there's the actual continuation of the Mummy franchise with Brendan Fraser.
Hold on. There's a third one coming out because remember Universal said they're doing the monster universe. So they're talking about all the OGs movies.
They're doing the monster universe again?
Yeah.
Because they said they're actually people were split for Invisible Man. They're actually trying.
Does that mean we're gonna get Johnny Depp?
No.
Continuing off what they had.
Yeah. The suit, the Invisible Man with the suit.
That was
because
crap,
it was still,
by the way.
So we're
it
getting
was still financially successful. It was still financially successful, and so they want to build off of that.
Speaking
Did they not learn from the Tom Cruise mummy about the curse and all that? Like, did you not learn? Like, Jesus, bro, come on.
You know what? Honestly, I would have loved to see
the concept of that was cool.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde come out of that. That would have been good.
Dude, a great Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde would be a great movie. I would.
Well, that was that was the only good thing about Tom Cruise movie was Russell Crowe as Hyde.
Yeah.
I think the funniest part about that too is it's wildly inaccurate to the book because the book is that he just had a split personality. Dr. Jekyll was Hyde was so it's like it wasn't him turning into like some sort of beast. It was this guy's just kind of he's a little crazy. It was
more like Moon Knight.
We'll talk about that bullshit in a little bit. A-Troll joins us. We got a hot take from King Matthew, guys. We got it.
Let's see. Goes,
this is probably a hot take, but I'm glad Freddy versus Ash versus Jason didn't happen because that would be fair for Ash because he probably would have gotten took out immediately by Freddy or Jason.
Nah, you gotta read the comics, bro. You gotta read the comics.
Ash is talking about gods.
You got to read the comics, bro. The comics.
Dude,
dude.
Ash is
about that life,
bro.
Ash is the GOAT, bro.
I mean, hell, just watch Ash with the Evil Dead if you can't like find the comics because even in that he's doing some fuck shit that a 60-year-old man should not be doing.
Yeah, bro.
Absolutely.
Well, that was one of the problems, right?
Batman plot armor.
One of the main issues with that series is if they made the movie, they didn't want Ash to win. They couldn't figure out how to resolve it.
Well, no, like each studio wanted their particular character to come out on top. And then
but we all know Ash would win. Ash would win, one, but two, that doesn't mean these guys have to be gone forever, right? Because we've seen it time and time again that they all die and they all come back, man. Like, whatever.
Hell, that's how you do that, and you're like, oh, you want to make another movie with the verses again? Then you can bring in Pinhead and he resurrects Freddy, and Jason to do their bidding in a sense, and and then
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a fan film like that
it's
already,
still,
and it was
yeah.
good. It
I
was
think
good.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've also seen
But
the
you
Marvel zombies and DC zombies versus the Evil Dead, which was really good too.
But again, to say that Ash would lose is it is diabolical. The audacity for them to be like, "Oh, Ash needs to lose. Get out of here, bro." Yo, have you not learned? Have you not learned, like Marcus said, the GOAT, Batman plot armor, like Noah said? Come on, man.
Yeah, he's written into the Necronomicon as the chosen one right off the bat.
Yep.
So and
Yep, out the gate.
if you put Freddy and Jason as beings that he's supposed to fight in the Necronomicon, they have to lose, regardless of whether or not it's permanent. He has to beat them. He has to win because he is the chosen one to save all of reality, pretty much.
So let me tell King Matthew real quick. King Matthew, there's actually 2 versions, a part 1 and a part 2.
There's 3, I thought.
No, it's
I
just
think
2.
3 series.
Nah, the 3rd one got canceled. Yeah, it's only 2. Right. And so it was the original script for Freddy vs. Jason 2. And again, the studios couldn't come to an agreement, so it got turned into a comic.
Dude,
the comic is really good, and they bring in characters from all the movies. And it's pretty awesome, man. You'll enjoy reading it.
And even expressed that there was going to be a movie that was going to take place in between the first and second one. That he told us about it. That it wasn't going to be. It was going to be about like some nerd fanatic who was
looks so good.
Jason,
Yeah, it does.
And found a way to absorb their powers. Absorb Jason's powers by beating him and then using witchcraft. And then after he was going after Freddy takes all of his powers and reconstructs his body, and lets him know that he was using him to get his power back.
Yeah. That the story that they had pitched for that sequel for Freddy versus Jason was Freddy versus Jason versus Stan, and Stan was supposed to be. It would have worked again. It would have been like Scream 4, where it was ahead of its time because he was going to film some sort of like podcast where he's going to hunt for all these legends and these horror icons. And he ends up coming across those characters and accidentally resurrecting them and bringing them back out. And like Noah says, then he gains the powers and that stuff. So it would have been really good to see.
Crazy. Yeah.
And I don't know if that was like what they were officially looking to do, if that was Ken's idea.
That was Ken's idea. Yeah.
Okay. It was definitely it was a cool idea too, especially because if you use the Necronomicon as his means of bringing these characters back to life to obtain their power. Well, I mean, I guess he wouldn't have to bring Jason back to life because he was using the witchcraft to take out these characters, I think, so he could obtain their power. Because he's being bullied in school, and he went psycho.
The only thing I will spoil for King Matthew, though, the only thing I hated about the comic was, I love the fact that they, solidified that Jason was a Deadite in it. Freddy resurrected him with the Necronomicon. But when they made Jason into Fabio Jason with the long blonde locks, man, I was like, oh, that took me out. That took me out. That was the only thing I hated. But other than that, man, I love the series, man. It was a great story and would have been great to see in live action, So,
man, when Freddy versus Jason came out, like I was poor, essentially. I was a poor daddy. So I had to find means to get that because going to the movies back then was not possible. So, and I remember the opening of that film was just so dark, and it was Freddy at his evil core. It's like, this is what we've been wanting for years, to see Freddy that evil. And that whole
since the first
dream, that dream sequence in the police station was so creepy and scary. It's like, man, we need to get back to that. But right here, so CG's got say what you want, but Freddy vs. Jason was a good movie for the fans. Yes, I agree. Long end fighting climax, a lot of the fights and kills, dialogue we don't hear anymore. Ash, Kruger, and Jason would be great before they retire. Yep. Now, the reason why I pulled this up real quick is the dialogue, and this is kind of ties into the story, and we'll kind of wrap it up on this topic here with Freddy and that. But the studio's cutting and changing the originals to today. Like we were talking about this before we came on camera, but here with Freddy versus Jason, they've taken out dialogue and replaced it. Like the one scene where it's like, oh, I always liked dark meat, when Freddy's looking at the one girl from Destiny. Yeah, and that's gone now. Like that's completely out. So unless you have like the original cut of it, that's the only way you're going to get to see that. But Marcus, was saying the studios do this all the time.
Yeah, so that's nothing new because I don't know if people remember when Netflix had the rights to FX series like Sons of Anarchy. They kept everything intact from the original footage that aired on FX. But then when they dropped Sons of Anarchy and Hulu picked it up, Hulu actually cut a lot of footage out of the episodes. So a lot of the jokes that were in the original series and original episodes are no longer on there. So the only way that you could actually get the original episodes intact is if you buy like the DVD or Blu-ray series, or you know what I mean? Like that's the only way you could get the original episodes with all the dialogue. But if you go on
AMC did
Hulu,
that
it's
too.
actually it's actually cut and condensed. And they did that for a lot of shows, especially FX shows. Because you know, FX was like one of the first prime time networks that became raunchy like HBO and Showtime and stuff, like on primetime television. Like FX was the first one back then, you know. But you know, outside of like the cable shows. So yeah.
I don't get, like, if you understand that your company is not able to promote or promote the product that you're buying, why are you buying the product and then you're scalping it basically? AMC did the same thing with the Friday the 13th series, the franchise. It's like you have The Walking Dead on this channel, and you take out every single kill scene. You don't see Mrs. Voorhees getting decapitated. You don't see Kevin Bacon getting the arrow to the back of the behind. Like, you don't see any of that. It's all gone. And like, I get the nude scenes being cut. They don't do nudity on AMC, so that's fine. But like, The Walking Dead, they gut horses in the first episode. So like, what are you talking about? There's a dead kid in the first one.
They do
Yeah,
on
like the
AMC
first
Plus
episode,
now.
there's a dead kid, there's a dead girl, like a little child is a zombie. Like, you can't tell me that you cut this shit.
Well, they do now because they try to force you to pay subscription for AMC Plus.
This was satellite. The Walking Dead was still on air.
Yeah.
And then you know, we did talk about this, and it was just a little bit, but you have to hit a certain criteria, like Mark was saying too, in order to be even nominated for an Oscar or an Emmy.
Yeah.
Right. And which is crazy. Yeah, which is crazy to me. You have to have identity politics and gender and sexuality, the whole nine. And I was just like, why can't we just make movies anymore, man? You know what I mean? Like, let's just make the movies. If the movie's good and the performances are good, then that's what we should be awarding. We shouldn't be awarding, oh, well, this has all the inclusivity stuff. Let's put them for award. Oh, this movie doesn't have that, so they don't even qualify. I think that's silly, in my opinion.
Well, yeah. So I will play devil's advocate on this, right? For us, our little group and our community, right? We don't see any of that. Like, we don't see the color. We don't see all. Everybody is seen as an equal, right? Even like when we have chats on Facebook and on YouTube, it's like, hey, everybody respects everybody's horror opinion. Like, nobody gets on anybody's ass about, oh, well, you didn't like this, then you're not a true horror fan. Everybody respects everybody's opinion. So for us, we're just going to make a movie. We want to have fun doing it, and we don't want to worry about all these little things. But unfortunately, there's people like Harvey Weinstein and those assholes that are out there that don't care that, and they just kind of, unfortunately, they whitewash a lot of that stuff out. So you have to put it. It's one of those things, Danny. You're in corporate America, right? You have to put a rule in place for everybody because there are people that are going to take advantage of it. So it just impacts.
I mean, I get it, but then you have to ask yourself, when is enough? You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's just too much. So let's just say all the best actors that I had, right, are Latino like me. All of a sudden, you know, it's like, oh, well, they don't have anybody else. So, right. And it's just like, well, it wasn't intentional. It says open casting. You can see it right here. Right. And then I wouldn't be nominated because, oh, he doesn't have all the check marks. That to me is silly. You know what I mean? Is that, oh, I can't get the best performers because I have to follow this rule is silly, you know? But I get what you're saying, Dave. I totally, you know, it's like Gods of Egypt, man.
It's
not one Egyptian.
It's an overcorrection
it's an overcorrection
in a less oppressive time, right? Like, because the movie industry went from, you know, doing blackface and horribly discriminating and making jokes about all of these minority groups for decades. Like, even like you could say from the 90s and early 2000s, watch certain movies that make certain jokes. But nowadays, it's with race, religion, sexuality. they're trying to correct it, and it's becoming an overcorrection to the point where you're substituting storytelling for individuality, and it sucks because you shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to substitute it. You should be like, oh yeah, this character's gay, but that's not, give the Willem Dafoe description. He's like, he's into music, he's gay, he's it's a bunch of things. It's wonderful, like it doesn't have to be a big thing. If it's meant for the story, I can understand that. But if you're doing it just because you want awards or because you want a specific minority to watch it for the viewership or to let everybody know that you're inclusive as a company or as a production company or whatever, that's not why I want to watch your film. I want to watch it because I want to be invested in your story and the characters and the people who are portraying these characters and telling these stories. But I do.
If you say you have to be inclusive, dude, if you say I'm inclusive, that means you're not really inclusive. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If it guides the story, right? Like there are certain films I'll watch that are like super raunchy, but like it's not necessary, so I hate it. All right, but there's jokes that have there's movies jokes that are super raunchy that I really love those movies because if it plays a part in the film and it contributes to the film overall, I'm going to enjoy that aspect of the film. Doesn't matter what it is, and we're a diverse group for the most part. I wouldn't want to cast people based solely off of their who they are privately in their own home.
Yeah, the identity politics.
I don't need to know what you do. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like I don't need to know what you do in the bedroom. Like that's not my business, right? Like I want to know how you can perform in front of a camera, in front of a room full of people while we're making a film. I don't like that's the thing. Like it's not my business, right? Like it's let's focus on making a film.
Let's so for example, like so the short story that I wrote that we're working on and we passed some additional information over recently didn't have I didn't write it with people in mind, character wise and color wise, but like after working on the movie with Noah and Marcus, Mirror, we got to work with Amara Green. It's like, dude, I don't care whatever it is, man. I gotta work with her again because she is fantastic.
Absolutely.
She is fantastic.
Absolutely.
And anytime,
but you see, that's based on perforance, though. That's what I'm talking about. On the individual and the performance. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Yeah.
You know?
Like anytime Marcus is talking about looking to cast for a film and stuff like that, it's like you gotta reach out to her, man. She's gotta get into more stuff because she is just damn good.
Yeah,
she needs to be on the big screen. She's like Julia Garner. She has that presence. She has that delivery, just like Julia Garner. So, anyway,
moving on.
Yeah, let's move on to talking about. Well, this could be a little bit political related here because Sydney Sweeney's had a rough year because of certain ads, gene ads, and all this other stuff. So people are like, "Oh my God, her box office is suffering because of it." No, I think it's the quality of movies that she was probably in.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I don't know if you guys got to see Housemaid. Housemaid was surprisingly very good, but it got greenlit for a sequel. And this came out against Avatar. It came out against Avatar. It's done well in the box office, so it's getting a sequel. So
I love Amanda Seyfried anyway, so I was like, I was going to check it out anyway. I just haven't had the chance to watch it yet.
I think the thing is, like, I think it's a bit of both, right? Like, without getting into like the nitty gritty of what happens, her movies were bad, yes, but I think that people were less inclined to go see them because they were no longer goggled by her Googles. You know what I mean? Like people are looking at her and like, ooh, pretty girl, I'm gonna go watch it. It's like, ooh, there might be some things about this woman that I don't want to support, so I'm not gonna go see her movie, and it's probably also garbage at the same time. I think it might be a little bit of both. In that, in that realm. I have not seen this movie.
I kind of feel like she's getting. I think it's a mix of what Dave said, and also that people aren't. Like as far as like what projects she picks and then how it's marketed and everything, but also because to me, I actually feel like she's talented and she has potential to be like a really good actress because I loved her in Euphoria. I liked her in Immaculate. You know what I mean? I thought she was really good in Immaculate, even though the movie kind of fell apart. She was great in it. But I think it's also people not giving her a chance because of how she looks and they're not taking her seriously. And then I think it's multiple variables that is in play.
I mean, I guess, but her looks were pushing her career a lot and then the whole thing happened with the ad, and then her movies really died off in 2025.
Yeah, but you know what?
After
she also played into the look part of it.
Yeah.
So she was using her sexuality to get people into the theaters, and then she tried to switch over to do more serious roles, and people like, no, we don't want to see you in that. We want to see you in this other thing.
Yeah.
Now,
I could agree.
Yeah,
I could agree, but here's one thing that I'm going to add to that is that because of the check marks that we just talked about, that's why, right? It's just like, oh well, we need this, and this, right? And if they can't do that with her as well, then that's why they're not going to have her in there. Because I mean, we've seen plenty of people that were good looking that turned into a serious role, and it's like, god damn, this chick can act. Not only is she gorgeous, she can act. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just feel like you said, Noah, with the overcorrection, that's a part of it. I agree with Marcus as well. You know what I mean? That's a part of it as well. But it's just one of those things too, that as an actor and as a stunt guy, like when I was in that role back then, you take any work you can get, man. You don't give a damn if the movie's great or not. You know what I mean? It's one of those. It's just like, oh, it's a paycheck, right?
Right.
And so when that ends up happening, it does ruin some people's careers. We just talked about it before. Gerard Butler, man. Gerard Butler was king of the world, and all of a sudden, crappy movie after crappy movie after crappy movie, no one wants to cast him. But it's if we want to go even hella back, they told Quentin Tarantino not to hire John Travolta. Remember? They're like, oh, John Travolta can't bring box office numbers and and John Travolta's like, nope, I want him in here. And it revitalized his career. Right? Because John Travolta was a fantastic actor. It's just all these other people have these things in mind, these box marks that we have to hit, you know what I mean? And that's why certain people don't get cast, man. And it's just wild. It's just wild to me. It's just super wild. If you are super talented, you should be given a shot. Just saying.
And now, too, the state of the industry, I mean, I hate to, really say this, but now it's gotten to the point now where some actors are being cast based off of their social media following. Like, even if they're not talented, because they got millions of followers, they're getting the
yes. I've seen it many times. I'm like, what is all these? I'm not going to list names because I don't want us to get canceled or anything, but there are a lot of movies with social media influencers on there, and I'm like, God, they're such a terrible actor. Why are they in this movie? And sometimes not even a small role. Sometimes it's a big role.
Major role.
And you're like, oh, why? Oh.
This is all going to tailor nicely into our final topic today. Some of the stuff that
I do also want to say that Welcome to Derry had a social media influencer in that show in a semi-big role.
Who?
He was a soldier that got shot by his best friend. I can't remember his name. He got shot in front of
the Puerto Rican dude.
Yes,
the Puerto Rican dude?
He was big on Vine, and then when Vine died, he switched to YouTube and Instagram.
But he's a good actor.
No, he was a good actor.
No, I'm saying that's
the difference.
There's King Bat too, he's been pretty decent. He was in The Walking Dead, actually.
Oh yeah, King Bach is good though. He was in The Babysitter.
Yeah, he's good too. I would say there are definitely some good social media actors. He's definitely not a great he's not a great performance actor, but he's a good actor.
Yeah,
you definitely throw him in there for some semi small roles.
Yeah.
So I will say this to close out Housemaid. They have the potential for a franchise if it's done right. They definitely have a potential the way they ended the movie off. The one thing I'll go and see it. Like, I'm sold. You make a sequel, I'm sold. I'm going to go see it. Not just because I'm curious, but the first one was that good. Amanda Seyfried is not going to be in the second one. And she killed it in this movie. She killed it. She's a great actress, but she really killed it in this movie.
Yeah.
She played the psychosis part perfectly in it. Like, to the point like where there were scenes where her makeup was just like all messed up in certain spots, and that was like fitting the persona of the character. But the way Housemaid was filmed, it was filmed from 3 different character angles. Not that it rewinded it back and told the story again, but it gave you the 3 different perspectives separately, and it just all wrapped up nicely. So I'm very curious to see.
Unlike Weapons.
Oh man, CJ just gave me the comment of the day.
Indie
one.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that.
Indie one, yes.
We should. When Danny said we should give awards for good performances, I was gonna say like the dog from Good Boy.
Yeah, there you go. The fucking dogs are beating people now. People.
Hey, that
come
dog,
on,
man.
Can I
No,
be so
seriously,
for real?
that performance from that dog, man, made you feel like
I-
it wasn't like watching a animal.
Yeah.
It was like you really felt like you understood what he was feeling in
Of
those
course,
moments.
that's
Man.
great.
Like,
We grew up
That's
watching
great.
Courage.
Now
You
let's
don't have to,
hire
you don't
some
have to explain
actors
to
that
us.
are just like that, bro. Let's
Yeah.
hire some actors finally, bro.
I can't even listen. If I was up for an award of any kind and I lost to a duck, he's a good. What can I say? He's a good
Yeah.
boy. He's a good boy. He deserves to win. How could you say
I
no?
get it.
Let's see if he has a career now that comes off of it. We're gonna see
I fucking
him on
hope so.
Disney. The whole TV show based off of him.
Airbud is getting rebooted, people.
Could you imagine?
All right, so a favorite
of those.
topic of Noah and
Ugh.
Lucas's has been the Twilight
Yeah!
series.
Hey, it's mine too, man. It's my favorite toxic franchise.
Why?
Because I love to rip it apart, man. I love to rip it apart. That's
Why?
So
it's so
I
cringy.
want to say something I want to say about
It's
this
so
too, right?
cringy.
So yeah, they were talking about doing this, and I don't know how many of you, Marcus, might know about this, but there is a huge online presence for Twilight fandom shit posting. There's several
yeah, I know
Facebook
about that. I
pages.
never been
They
on
just
there,
did a
but yeah.
convention not too long ago, like their first ever convention. Like there's a big fandom, and the fandom has all agreed that if they redo this and Kristen Stewart directs that. Oh, and by the way, Robert Pattinson said he would come back too. He'd be interested in doing it.
Oh, good.
Okay, listen, right?
I'm
If
shocked
Robert
about
Pattinson
that.
comes
Robert
back,
Pattinson, though.
I'm shocked about
listen,
that because he hated it.
I can't get the hate. He did hate it, but he makes fun of it now to the point where it'd be funny if he came back, because it'd be a scary movie thing, right? You'd be getting your scary movie Twilight trilogy,
Yeah.
basically.
All right,
But
so
the fandom, hold on. The fandom has been saying what they want is Robert Pattinson to come back and reprise every single role.
So here's the thing, right? So I get why some people don't like Kristen Stewart because of her relationship with Robert Pattinson and how it ended, all the other nonsense. But one, she's a talented actress. She wants to direct the movie, but she's not looking to direct it the same way that it was, having it all a sappy romance. She wants the horror elements of it. She wants a more gorier, more darker side.
So more like True
The
Blood.
book,
Yeah,
dude. All right, I'm gonna be upfront and honest, folks. You hear it here. I used to be a fan of these due to a relationship eons ago. Okay, when this first came out, and I did read the books. Listen, man, no, it is a romance.
I
It
never
is a
read
romance,
the book, so.
and it does have your dark elements, but you can't make it too horror without this shit, and you can't make it this shit without this shit. You know what I mean? Like no one wants. Plus, no one wants her to direct it, man. Like you need a better director in order to do Twilight properly. You know, and when the rumor came out about the last book, which is the fourth book, when it was supposed to come out, when it came out, it was supposed to be from Edward's perspective, and they were supposed to do the movie from his perspective, right? And all the behind the scenes of him and his life and yada yada. Cool, man. That at the time. Now, no, like I don't want any of that, man. Like I said, you need someone that's super talented to do this. You know what's gonna end up happening is if they make it to a TV show or they make it to another whole franchise, you're gonna have what's happening now with all the bullshit of the new Harry Potter. I promise you. I promise you. We're gonna make it more like the books. The fuck they are, dude. I'm telling you. Oh. Excuse me. Oh, I'm just. Oh no.
Well,
no.
I wouldn't want to see it come back and have it boom, and then it just reshapes the entire vampire genre again, right? Because I remember, like that's when I was trying to get my book published. Was right when Twilight dropped, and it's like, no, we want romantic love story, vampire stories. Like, no, not everybody wants that. Not everybody wants that shit.
Clearly, that is not true because it, like you said, reshaped the fandom, which means that a very large majority of people wanted romantic vampires.
Listen, if you want a romantic vampire story,
and True Blood, what else was big?
I got you right here. What's big now? What's big now that could work? Again, it has both those elements. What's big now? They can have both those elements if they have a really good director doing it. Okay, is how they did Netflix's Castlevania. That was hella dope. That was hella dope. If you get a really good
that show was
director to
traumatic.
show the blood, the carnage, but it also was about a love story. No, spoiler for no one that watched it. They killed Dracula's wife. And Dracula's like, I'm giving you guys 1 year. 1 year. I'm giving you guys 1 year before I come back, and I'm going to murder you all. And he does. And it's fantastic. And it's an awesome, amazing story about relationships, the whole nine, but a lot of horror and gore in it, man. It's dope, man.
Yeah.
That, I'm telling you, you need a good balance.
Marcus,
Interview with the Vampire, AMC's
10 years before, though, dude. Interview with the Vampire was before.
No, I'm talking
Twilight.
about the current one. I'm talking about the current
show.
The series
but still,
right now.
it's not as popular. People aren't going out saying, "Hey, go watch Interview with the Vampire." There was Twilight.
People don't know about it.
True Blood, that's it.
Yeah.
That is it. Nothing else. Nothing else. Romantic Vampire. Maybe Vampire Diaries. Because that was big for a time. But
Vampire
Diaries.
If you want to think about it, there's Vampire Adjacent. If you want to think about it, because Warm Bodies, while not technically, it's zombies, not vampires. It is the same. Concept that had it like that's influence. You can't say it's not.
It destroyed the vampire genre for like 10 years. Like
I'm not
getting out of it now.
I'm not gonna disagree with that. But I've never seen Kristen Stewart direct. I don't know if she has ever directed. So I'm not going to say that she can't do it. I think that Kristen Stewart's a great actress. I don't think that she was at fault for her breakup with Robert Pattinson. That was the publicity issue. That was a publicity issue. With people
Bro, she was getting banged out by the director of whatchamacallit in the car.
Well, like men don't fucking do that shit too. Who cares? It's their personal life.
Oh no! People were infidelity, committed infidelity, and now they are both the closest people you'll ever meet. I don't know. I think that people should stay out of their business. I think that's.
I mean, no, I agree, but I mean the fact that it went down and also, the way it went down.
Where did that even come? Where did that even come from? I've never seen that article. I know that they got overwhelmed in their relationship because of the public eye. I don't remember hearing about the
when
affair.
she was filming Snow White. Yeah, when she was filming Snow White, the director of that, they were knocking boots in the car on set or whatever, and somebody caught it and filmed it, and it got out to his wife, and then it got out publicly. Yeah.
Dude, all I'm saying is the only vampire movie I want to see is another Blade with Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, we're gonna segue right into that. Let's get to some comments because that's our next topic is going to be Blade. But let's see here. King Matthew goes, I've never seen any of the Twilight movies, but I'm not sure how they can reboot the franchise because I hear Breaking Dawn 2 wrapped up the storyline perfectly.
Well,
it's supposed to be a reboot, but dude, people complained that it wasn't like the books, and it was overly campy and cheesy on certain things. There were huge things that were very important to the film that did to the story that didn't make it into the film. So that's why everyone was calling for. Oh my gosh, especially when they said that what was the fourth book called? I can't remember now. Was it Crimson Sun? Something like that. I don't remember. But the fourth book. From Edward's perspective, they wanted that to happen because they were like, oh, maybe we'll get more of the important stuff, from this book. And I'm like, dude, you didn't realize from the last couple of movies that they didn't do it. And I mean, all of the books are thick, dude. They're really thick and they're a big read. So the only way they can do it, honestly, with all the details and stuff, yes, you need to make it into a show. But like I'm telling you, you have to have a director that can do it. You have to have a director that can do it. And she ain't it.
CD is I don't like her in general. What was that?
She directed
I'll look it up, Noah.
Okay.
I'll look it up.
I think she had a movie that came out last year that she directed. I hadn't seen it, but I think she did direct some. Yeah.
All right, so CG's got I don't like her in general, but I like her as an actress, but I don't care if she directs or not, and feel that the movie's GBT Lucky remake now that not sure, and this is coming from a fan of Twilight. All right.
I mean, I think she is. I think she is a decent actress, man. She has some good performances and some dramas and stuff like that.
Last two movies I saw her in was the remake of Charlie's Angels, and she was the best performance in that.
Yeah, she was the best performance in it.
She was the best performance in that. She was funny as hell. And Underwater, which was like the Lovecraftian. With the love letter film or whatever, again, she was really great in that.
I got you, boys. So
Okay.
she has
Yeah,
six
that one was
directing.
CG.
She has 6 directing credits, except for one was a film. So she directed a music video, a short, 2 music videos, a short, TV miniseries, and another short film. Well, so again, 2 shorts, 2 music videos, 1 TV miniseries, and then 1 film. And then the film on IMDb got a 6.6. So
which isn't bad.
yeah.
Like, but yeah, she did do that movie with the bodybuilding girl from Ant-Man, and she's in Marvel and she's in Star Wars. Yeah, that was actually pretty good. That movie was actually pretty good though. She was good in that. Yeah.
I'm with Scott here. I would love to see another Count Dracula film, which we're getting one this year. We are getting a Dracula film this year. So
with what's his name from Get Out, right?
Yep.
The dude that played the brother. Yeah, I like him. He's an underrated actor, man. That dude is good.
You know what I want? If we're gonna get a Dracula movie, why not just go a step further and do a biographical film about Vlad the Impaler? The whole fucking reason we have Dracula lore, and also finding out that he's actually like he is kind of a menace, but not in the way you think he is. Like
I think the reason why is because Vlad's actual history and stuff has been so conflicted. Like nobody knows the truth behind the story. It's like now it's like borderline myth of who he was. So I think nobody is like willing to have the balls to like really do the research.
Dracula 93.
The one thing that has remained consistent is the head on pikes. That is a thing that he did. I mean, he rode it to battle with head on pikes sometimes.
Listen, all I know is Helsing, one of my favorite movies for monsters, man. That's all I have to say.
Really?
I hated Van Helsing. I hated them.
Oh, I love Helsing, dude.
I'm saying, what about Buffy?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Wait, are you saying Helsing with Hugh Jackman?
Yeah, I hated that movie, Van Helsing. Yeah.
It's a bad movie, but I love it. I would say it's a bad movie, but I love it.
The best thing of that movie was, of course, The Brides and Frankenstein. Yeah, they were.
Kate Beckinsale, man. Frankenstein over here. Kate Beckinsale, right there.
Hey, she was gorgeous, but her accent was so bad.
If we're talking about performances, the best performance is probably the guy who played Dracula.
Oh no, he
was a good vampire. No, he wasn't. He was good.
Terrible.
He was
Frankenstein's monster.
Everything else in the film.
Frankenstein's monster.
Really?
The friar.
If you don't unlock these chains, then I'm not gonna help you. Yeah, what a great line.
Can we talk Blade now, folks?
yes. Let's talk about Blade. Let's talk about Blade. So that's what Melissa says. Then she could direct a Blade reboot.
Oh no!
But let's go ahead. Let's talk about Blade. So the rumor is Blade is officially done and being replaced by the Midnight Suns.
No one knows who the Midnight Suns are. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, unless you read the comic run, you wouldn't know.
Oscar Isaac said he's out as Moon Knight, and he's been having issues with Disney. We don't have a Ghost Rider still. Unless you're bringing back Nicolas Cage, which I mean, he probably do it.
They're supposed to.
We're bringing back
and Doomsday.
But we're gonna bring it. He's so old, man. Like he's so old. Stop bringing back old actors to do these roles you want here for like 20 years. It doesn't work. We need an introductory to Ghost Rider. I want an introductory film to Ghost Rider. I don't want to see all these characters develop.
I mean, we did twice and it didn't do well.
Unless they bring back what's his name, the Latino actor from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I don't remember who played Rodney Reyes, but I do like
he
Rodney
was
Reyes from
good.
that show.
Yeah, he was good.
Special effects kind of.
Honestly, I'm a little pissed off about them canceling Blade for two reasons. One, the actor that was tied to it turned down so many projects and roles,
and it would have been amazing as an actor for Blade. Deadpool vs. Wolverine was their way of letting us know they weren't going to do the film.
Yeah, but you know what? He's a good actor. I think he would have been a great Blade, but with all the bullshit that was happening behind the scenes and how it was supposed to be Blade's daughter takes over and all this stuff, it's so dumb, dude. It's just like, leave it alone, give us another Blade, and that's it. You know what I mean? Why do we have to?
They were trying to follow that successful comic book with her. That's what they were trying to do. But
the last,
dude, a lot of these comics that they say were successful, they're not really successful, man. They don't. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these comic books, dude, American Chavez did not sell well. So why do we do Multiverse of Madness, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with What's Her Breath, the three chicks, Monica Rambeau and
The Marvels.
the other one. The Marvels,
Marvel.
yeah, like
Kamala Khan.
they didn't
No,
sell
no,
well
no, no.
either. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
you know, it's just like Guardians of the Galaxy didn't sell well. Captain America didn't sell well. You can't. They're trying to trap lightning in a bottle by taking these B-rated comic book characters,
Not
and
even
make
being
them into
C-rated. Some of them are
Yeah,
No,
some
C-rated.
Kamala
are
Khan's a
C and
B-rated
D.
character. She's an Inhuman that survived the wave of Inhumans being tanked, so she's still a
It doesn't-
B-rated character.
Yeah,
So
but it
CG brought
doesn't-
up a
again,
good
it
point.
doesn't matter.
CG brought up a good point. So a lot of wardrobe that was used in centers for the background characters, extras and stuff, was originally for the Blaze story. They were going to tell Blaze's origin. Being
No
born-
way.
Yeah, it was. They were going to
That's
tell his
funny.
story being born in the 30s in London at a brothel and all that. And so the movie fell through. So they took that wardrobe and they used it in centers.
Well, it worked for Sinners, I'll tell you that.
We should also point out that yes, they're using B characters now too. The Avengers, minus the exception of Captain America, like the characters on that team that they chose were not at that current junction A characters in the comic.
Captain America was an A.
Captain America was not
I
sell
said
well
despite. Yeah, well, yeah, but he's still like he's their founding character because of the World War.
It doesn't matter. It's not an A character.
But still,
Yeah.
okay. Then that just further proves my point that you don't need A characters to sell comic books. You need comic movies. You need good movies. Those movies weren't good.
You need good movies and good. Yes, you're correct. No, you need good movies and good actors to portray it because
America
dude,
Chavez is definitely
Chris-
like a D character. I'm sorry, like that. You're giving C too much credit. Like that's a D character. That's
Yeah,
another reason why I had to tell. No one knows who
dude,
that is.
again. But again, like I said, when you had, Chris Evans blew it out of the water. Robert
Yeah.
Downey Jr. blew it out of the water. Like you have to have actors to blow these roles out of the water in order for them to even mean something. You know what I mean? Because if you have, let's say if you have a shitty Spider-Man, you'd be like, oh, it's a shitty Spider-Man, but it's still going to make money because it's Spider-Man. You know what I mean? That's how you know it's an A-listed character.
Yeah, Batman and
But-
Robin.
That's an S character.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah,
Thank
Batman
you,
and Robin. Example.
Okay, everyone.
There are three
chill.
S tier. There are only three S tier characters I can think of, and it's Spider-Man, Superman, and Batman.
I don't even know if
Well, Deadpool
Superman's
too.
S tier.
Deadpool's super
Superman
popular.
makes way more money than Batman and Spider-Man combined, so I can't agree with you.
Does
there.
he? I don't think so.
Yeah, he's the number
No.
one comic book seller
No,
of all time. Yes, he is.
Nope. The number
Yeah.
one comic book character was Spider-Man until
Spider-Man.
Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool came out, and
Yeah.
Deadpool became
Spider-Man's
the number
number
one comic
4.
book character. Mm-mm. Unless it's with the new run. Mm-mm.
I'm talking about all time.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go into the internet there.
Mm-hmm.
See if it's there.
If that changed recently, that's a recent thing, but Spider-Man was always number one until Deadpool came out, the movie. And then Deadpool became the number one selling character.
Well, now I don't know if this is going to be cited correctly, but this is probably
That's the thing. I'm trying to get a reliable source.
yeah. That's what I'm looking here too, because like One Piece is listed here as number one.
Well,
One
that's
Piece
because manga
was
does
in the
beat out comic
ranking.
books now.
Yeah,
No,
One Piece was number
the
2
manga
to
beats
Superman.
out American comic books now.
I'm just gonna have to go on this one because
I don't know.
Yeah,
this
Superman is number one.
Definitely worth the discussion. Definitely worth the discussion.
Superman's
in the
number
future.
1, 600 million. Batman's at 460, and Spider-Man's number 3, and then X-Men's number 5. Well, because you push it down to One Piece is number 1. But manga as a whole, I think it's just One Piece that out sells them. God, there's no articles.
There's got to be something out there. We just got to do the research, just not on air. So we got a question since
All
we're in
right.
the comic
Yeah.
book realm. What are you guys think of the idea of Blade Spider-Man movie crossover, but with Tobey Maguire?
Tapping on the
just
comics.
just like in the 1994 cartoon, they didn't get along. Do a different, or do you change that for the movie?
I mean, you can
for
follow the
Tobey-
comic book lines.
Yeah, I'm
You
for
know?
Toby and Wesley being on screen together. Maybe that's where you do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I actually
I like-
prefer Garfield and Wesley because of their quick wit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they would pair
Yeah,
well.
absolutely. I mean, they could write the quick wit with Toby too, but he's already established that he's the more serious of the group. But a couple of comic books that I like, the crossovers and even cartoons and stuff like that. Hulk versus Wolverine. Another comic book that I loved that I had was Ghost Rider versus Wolverine. That shit was dope.
That was dope.
That was a dope comic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would love that. Or
I would say instead of...
I know some people are split on this one. Predator versus Wolverine. Dude, I enjoyed that comic a lot.
I actually prefer Batman versus Predator. Both the first 2 runs.
If we're talking about, this wouldn't be a bad idea, but since you mentioned the 90s cartoon, I've been saying it since they did X-Men 97. I want to see a sequel to that because I watched both.
They are.
Did you go to Spider-Man?
Yeah, it's already greenlit.
Because
I think it comes out this year or next year.
No, he's talking about the crossover, Marcus.
No. He's talking about continuation, like
I'm talking about I'm talking about continuing the cartoon. Yeah, because when they did 97, I was like, hold on.
DeMayo's not doing it anymore.
I got so excited that they did X-Men 97. Like, all right, before I watch this, because I heard it's really good, I'm gonna watch both the original X-Men 90s cartoon and the Spider-Man cartoon because I know that they blend a little bit, and I just wanted to watch them. And watching them both, I was like, X-Men original one is not as great, and I wouldn't say it holds up as well. But the 90s Spider-Man one, I'm going back to rewatch that again because it's amazing.
Incredible.
But we got lucky. Like, it's the weaker of the 3. Like, you have Batman, the animated series, king of all time.
Incredible.
Nothing's at the top of that. And then you have Spider-Man, and then you have the X-Men. Like, those 3 at the same time are hitting at the same time. It was just a great time to watch cartoons back then.
Well, you also have to think about
Superman the animated series was...
And then Justice League eventually.
That's what I was gonna say. Superman by himself, even the animated series didn't do that well compared to the big 3 that we're talking about. But once the Justice League hit, not even Justice League, when Justice League really popped off was Justice League Unlimited. When that version came out, oh my god, nothing could hold a candle to that at that time. In that era, nothing could hold a candle to that.
Yeah, the reason why I mentioned Superman, because especially when they started bringing Batman from the animated series in, and they started doing the world's finest.
Yes, that crossover.
Woo! Yeah. That was great, man. That was great to be a kid watching it back then.
Yeah. So I would love to see this movie crossover, but I also want to see the continuation of the cliffhanger we got from the animated series too. Like he's still trying to find the maximum carnage. Like that's 1 or 2 seasons right there.
Yeah.
And MJ, he's got to find MJ.
Yeah,
he has to find MJ.
The Madam Web arc.
Yeah, dude. But before we transition into the next thing, fun fact: Morbius was supposed to be in the end of Blade 1 with Wesley Snipes. In the second movie, if it got greenlit, it was supposed to be Wesley Snipes versus Morbius. That would have been dope.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was the
a different character supposed to show up? Like, wasn't Spider-Man supposed to show up in X-Men?
No, the after credit scene was Morbius. Yeah. The after credit scene in Blade was Morbius.
Yeah.
No, I know. I think there's a different I think Hugh Jackman's supposed to show up in Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man at one point as well. And
allegedly, they're gonna do that in Doomsday. Allegedly, Doomsday or another crossover or something. It's supposed to be all 3. It's supposed to be Tobey, Ryan Reynolds, and Hugh Jackman. It's supposed to be those 3. If that happens, oh boy.
Oh no. Well, now I just saw on Facebook. You can't believe a lot of stuff, but they're saying now Wesley is supposed to come back in Doomsday now for sure. That's what they're saying.
I would love that.
Yeah,
dude, you got me hooked. You got me hooked when you see fucking Cyclops taking off the visor and comic accurate Sentinels finally. You see the big ass boots behind him. I'm so excited.
Somebody's like, "Yeah, that's Galactus." No, it isn't.
No, that's a Sentinel.
All right, so we got Vladimir Pacheco. Scream 7 will be part 1, and Scream 8 will be part 2. Oh, you're gonna like Scott Walker. So, a couple of things. We didn't talk about this, but at the start of the year, they went ahead and they teased something over on the Scream Twitter page. Hopefully, I won't get dinged for this one because it's really short. But we got this. Look at that. I'm pausing it right there so we can read this list. Call old friends more. Pay them a visit, right? Make new friends. schedule more hangouts, do more cardio, build upper body strength.
That's
sharpen your
hilarious.
knife every night, always
That's
be
a behind the
prepared.
mask reference right there.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
man.
it
I'll
is. That is a behind the mask reference right there.
dude,
Of
it's
Leslie
all
Vernon,
about getting
not
that
Scream Behind the
cardio.
Mask.
It's all about getting that cardio up, bro, because you got to outrun Ghostface, man.
Yep.
Yep.
But call old friends. So there it is again, just like they were doing with Scream 6. The hints from Matthew Lillard are all there again before it. So I'm thinking this is I think it's a red herring, man. I think it's a red herring.
I do too, man. You know what? The more and more I read shit like this and stuff, it's gonna be Sydney's daughter, dude. I'm telling you. They're gonna follow that formula, bro. Just like Scream 3 is gonna be a family member and is gonna. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Watch.
I thought we all collectively agreed that our ideas and conspiracies and theories about what could happen are just theories, and they're gonna. And the real thing is they're just gonna give garbage like usual. Or I'm sorry, since the past few years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I see that, because like if I think back to the Scream 6 promotion, we're following the same pattern what we were doing with Scream 6. Only in Scream 6, they were putting all the Matthew Lillard and Stu Macher stuff in the posters. Remember, there was the subway poster where all the Ghostface were train stops, and all of them were listed one color except for Stu Macher. He was listed a different color. And then you have the hint in the Broadway for New York. There was signs pointing to him being alive. So everything has always pointed to him being alive post Scream 5 during the promotional materials. And then when you get there, it's like, no. Maybe that's one of the things that killed the last film, too, is like people went in expecting that, and that just made the film a lot worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they also released this in this past week here. They released this image. It's like, oh, brand new still from Ghostface. I'm looking at it, it's like, they just took a freeze frame from the freaking trailer. How is that a brand new? It looks exactly the same like we saw in the trailer, because I've paused the trailer many times looking for things. But yeah, so that's the new little image there that they have.
You almost got us. You tried.
Yep. So
you got to be quicker than that.
Yep. I have to say this, like, it's kind of gone quiet with the Scream promotional stuff. It was rumored that they were supposed to drop a shortened trailer for this film, and that was supposed to be before the end of the year. And then right at the start of the year, they were supposed to release trailer number 2 with new clips, and they haven't done it yet. All they've announced was this new image, the new little New Year's Eve thing, and that it's going to IMAX for the first time. We are less than 6 weeks out, and we only have one trailer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this comes out in February. I was gonna say it comes out in February. We have one trailer. You're announcing IMAX, which you're expecting a big draw, which means that you got to be putting in something big, right? Hopefully, like we're gonna get to see Big Daddy Lillard in the big screen.
You know what?
Like,
maybe the film. You know. We've seen it before. Maybe they just don't want to show too much of the film. You know what I mean? And that because we'll figure it out quickly. You know, so maybe it's that.
I don't know, man, because I thought the marketing for 5 and 6 was just enough. You know what I mean, to get everybody engaged and interested. I wish they would have gone that route with the marketing, like they did for 5 and 6. You know,
or maybe who knows? It's no longer coming out in February. Maybe they push it back.
No, I don't think they're pushing it
back.
No,
I think they got the date right.
Here's why I'm not concerned about the lack of promotional stuff coming out, because it's so talked about in social media. They don't need to promote it. They don't need to spend money on marketing. They can drop one trailer and maybe drop another one, and that's it, because everybody on social media is going to be talking about it, just like Terrifier when Terrifier 2 was coming up. And Damien and them will talk about it. Like, we didn't have to promote the movie. We had a fan base of YouTubers that are out there doing that for us. So that's where your buzz is from. So that's where it's coming from with this too.
I'm just glad Lillard is getting work, man, because like he's in the Cross. He's one of the main characters in the Cross series too on Amazon. Yeah, and that's dropping in February or March. I think I can't remember. Yeah. Yep. So he's going to be pretty awesome in that too.
All right, so let's take a look at some Scream questions before we go to Conformity Gate. So Angelina will be in Scream 7.
Bro, just leave her alone.
Yeah.
No.
Again,
leave her alone, please.
That was something that just it should have happened then instead of now, you know.
even if she's
Please
alive,
leave it alone.
the character was annoying in that movie. I don't want to see her again.
No, I actually,
I know the original
like the
twist was
idea, but
supposed to be that she was the other Ghostface, but no, just leave her alone, please.
I'm not
For
even
the
saying,
love of God.
It's not even it's not a bad idea. It's something we discussed a lot, but like thinking about it now, it's like I didn't like that character. That character annoyed me. It's like nothing against.
Well,
the
let
actors.
me
The
tell you
actors,
this.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. No one's gonna know who she is if you're not a
That's
Scream fan.
also true.
Yeah.
Scream 3 is the notably worst film of the franchise. Unless you're a diehard Scream fan, it's not going to be a payoff.
Yeah, it doesn't make
not
sense
a big
now.
payoff. It would be like a mid movie payoff, right? Like you get another little Easter egg, another little cameo, and it's Angelina. But it can't be a final movie payoff unless as we said, you get the cult, and then you just have all these people popping up, and you get all of those references from every single movie. But other
The
than
only
that,
person from the past that would make sense story-wise showing up is Joel.
Joel the cameraman.
Joel is the only one that makes sense. You know what I mean? Joel, because of the twins. Joel is the only one that makes sense to bring back.
Yep, Joel and Randy's sister, bro. That like you said, that's the only way.
Joel, Randy's sister.
Everyday fans would be more likely
sister.
to remember Joel the cameraman too. I think that you go as a casual viewer, you would know him more likely than you would know Angelina. Angelina was also like,
but they already established.
Left, What's up?
But they already established Randy's sister in the newest trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see like even a picture of them two, oh, who's that? Oh, that was my ex-husband or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, or that's her current husband still. And you have that established. It's like, oh, he used to be a cameraman for Gale Weathers, Oh shit. Right?
I should say in his recent like IMDb pictures, I believe his name is Dwayne Martin, the guy who plays Joel the cameraman. He is a little bit on the stockier side now. Like he's older. He's got he's got that kind of like older weight. So we have all noticed that there is a stockier, not like a like a big guy, but like like a slightly heavier individual under the Ghostface mask. Maybe.
Or they just did it again, boys. Incorrect stunt actor.
Years at it again.
Yep. Man, this is really going to tie well into our final conversation when we're talking about like plot holes and poor writing and how it makes people think all these things.
Yeah.
Scott, I have not been able to find this image. Mark, because I think you may have talked about seeing it. So what do you guys think about the set photo of Matthew Lillard in the Ghostface costume of Scream 7? Do you think it's real? Do you think it's legit? Do you think it's a sign that Stu's alive?
So I never seen the photo. I tried searching for it, but I did always say there is a shot of Ghostface leaving the coffee store, the coffee shop that Sydney works at or owns or whatever, and he looks taller and stockier, like Lillard's build.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said maybe that's like the second time we actually see Lillard in the Ghostface, outfit, since the first movie.
Yeah.
Yep. I know there is an AI generated shot
there is
of
one
Lillard in the robe, because I use that occasionally for videos and stuff like that where I pull from that. I think that was created by Hello Sydney. They did like an AI generated image of him in the outfit. And they also did Roman holding the mask and his current age too. So that may be the one that's out there. I find this very interesting. So we didn't even touch on this. So King Matthew is saying, crazy enough, the cast other than Matthew Lillard hasn't even talked about Scream 7. Usually by now, they would be talking about it.
That is true. He is the most vocal about it. And he's been the most vocal during the press tour for Five Nights at Freddy's, I would say, if you really look at it. And guess what? He's barely in the fucking movies. He was in the movie less than the first one. And he does more talking about this movie than he does in the first one, I think.
Yeah, he and Skeet are barely in the circle.
Yeah,
I mean, Skeet was a cameo, and he is going to have, I will say, spoiler, he's going to have a bigger role for those of you who don't know. Like, he's going to have a bigger role in the third one. And I also think that they mentioned possibly going and doing a prequel at some point. I don't know if that's true. But,
I mean, they're doing that on purpose to have both of those guys together, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, so the third video game is about William Afton in the Springtrap costume as Springtrap, but he's undead. Because the third game takes place in a haunted attraction, and we see in the end they take the Springtrap costume. Oh, it smells. They hint at. It's because he comes back to life, start taking people out. So we're gonna get a zombie. We're gonna get a zombie Matthew Lillard too, because I think in the movie, his jaw's partially hanging off.
I think a good chunk of it's gonna be a prequel story too. Melissa says, "I think we'll see Jill." Yeah, I think we'll see Jill again before we see Angelina. I think that's very likely too.
Listen, I would prefer that.
Me too.
Listen, I would prefer that because
there you go. There's the next question.
She didn't really die.
Yep.
Yeah, if she really didn't die, and she comes back, holy shit.
Yeah, because I'd be like, how the hell did she survive getting shot, sent him ass? But again, I will welcome her back, with open arms.
Yeah, man. But again, they were in a hospital. So
exactly,
saved her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There is a survival rate for getting shot in the chest, and she's in the hospital.
No, you're right. Like I said, I wouldn't be mad at it if she showed up.
Listen, I would actually, I would enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Me
I
too.
would really enjoy that. I'd be like,
it would also make more sense too. It would make more sense because that's the movie where you got a very divided fan base on whether it's ahead of its time, which is not a great movie overall or whatever.
Yeah.
But Emma Roberts is a bigger draw as an actress. So I mean, you hear her coming back, or you see her coming back. It's like, holy shit! You see that in articles after the movie comes out, more people are going to want to come see it.
Oh yeah.
But we watched many years ago. We watched like these like superhero shows, or like these people are like they survive things that they shouldn't have survived. And one person ended up surviving a 9-inch serrated blade going into their head, coming from here down. He survived, and then years later, he gets his master's. Like, this dude not only got stabbed in the head, but he's more intelligent than me because of it. So, like, I whenever someone says, "Oh, that's unrealistic," fuck you.
No, and you know what? It's true. It's true that you have your rarity one-offs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, with the whole Matthew Lillard buzz, I would hope they don't. If he does come back, like we've mentioned many times in this podcast, I would hope they don't just ruin his story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and now the way that things are going, it seems like it. But to have Jill come back would be absolutely that would be the one twist that would probably break the internet. Like, because everyone's expecting Matthew Lillard, but if it's Jill instead, that would break the internet. That would totally break the internet.
This is going to be the most spoiled
too, I think, a little bit.
movie in the franchise. It is going to be the most spoiled movie in the franchise. Like, you have to get out and see it the first night, or you have to avoid social media, because if you're a Scream fan and that's going to pop up on your feed because of your algorithm, this is going to drop and it's going to be everywhere. And
it also makes sense too. It makes sense too from Scream 3, like I said, the whole family thing. She comes back, but then it makes sense of why she wants to kill Sydney and the daughters.
And I don't know if this is going to play into it too, but there's no announcement of the Scream 7 popcorn bucket.
Oh,
or Scream 6, the bucket went on sale 6 weeks ahead of the movie. We're at that mark. We don't even know what the bucket looks like or what the cups look like, because it's potentially tied to a spoiler, I bet.
Yep. That's what I'm telling you. I think they're not dropping another trailer because it's all spoilery stuff. You know what I mean? So the bulky Ghostface that we see,
conspiracy part of your brain.
Yeah, I mean the bulky Ghostface that we see could be anybody, but or like I said, another incorrect stunt actor hire, right? And then you go ahead and again the second Ghostface is Jill. I mean, what an amazing thing.
Yep. All right, let's see what else we got here comments wise. We got Scott Walker. Remember in Scream 1 when Stu said to Sydney, "I always had a thing for you," said, "and now she has a husband. Do you think that Stu will get jealous and kill Sydney's husband out of jealousy?" Good point.
I think it was more on.
He tried to kill him.
Yeah, I think it was more on the whole. I don't mean to be this guy, but I think it's more on the whole that he just wanted to bang her. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't think it was definitely. I don't think it's
romantic.
Yeah, it was nothing romantic. Yeah.
Yep. You know where this plays better with? Randy. That's where that would have played.
Oh my God, bro! Listen, if Randy didn't die and it's Randy, I don't know how to feel about that, bro. I do not know how to feel
Did
For
they
about
show
being
that.
in
his
the
body?
friend zone. Yeah, for
Yep.
being in the. Oh yeah, they showed his
Yeah,
body.
I know,
Yeah,
but
he was.
I don't know how I would feel about that, dude. Like
Yeah.
if it was really Randy that somehow he survived Mrs. Loomis's, stabs and stuff like that, I do not know, man. I don't know.
Somehow Randy has
For real.
returned.
Yeah. I don't
Let me
know,
tell
man.
you. So, like, I get the most praise on a series that I did, and I'm gonna go find the thumbnails real quick to show you guys. Oh no, I can't. It's on my other computer. I forgot. I switched computers. But I was going down I created a series on here. It was going to be another horror remake show, right, or the last horror remake show. And the
Mhm.
first 4 parts was what if Randy survived, right? So
That's
part
crazy.
1 is the retelling of Scream 2. Part 3 is now where Randy survives and how he now fits the dynamic of that new world. And then we would have had a Scream 4 and 5 based off of what happened after 3. And let me tell you, I'm gonna pat myself on the back. The story came out pretty good, and those people that do watch it, it's just like one of my lowest turned out series on there. They're like, "When are you doing the last part so I can see how it ends?" It's like more people watch it. How do I do it? Because that one to edit is so tough because I actually have voices that come in. I have the Ghostface voice in there. I have different character voices in there to immerse you into the new story so that you can feel it. But Randy would have been perfect if he survived because he would have been a great Ghostface.
I mean, of course, to answer King Matthew's statement, I think we're referencing if Randy survived long before the twins, before Scream 5 even came out. Like if he
Mhm.
was a Ghostface back in 3 or 4, before the
That'd be
twins were
wild.
even born. Yeah,
Yep.
That'd be wild that Angelina's really innocent, but the other one was Randy. That'd be
yeah,
super wild.
That
yeah.
would be funny.
Yeah, Randy
Kinda
would have
funny,
been
cool.
the advisor on Scream 3.
Ooh,
Would have
Melissa,
been
I don't know
the
how I feel about that.
So maybe
I don't know how I feel about that.
What did she say?
That this is the first Scream movie that we get a cliffhanger. It depends on how they do it. It
Mhm.
depends
Yeah.
on how they do it. Like if Dave's theory comes out true that it's the cult that we see at the end and it ends, all right, cool. You know what I mean? To set up for the next one. But like let's say for instance they're going for the final kill on Sydney or her daughter or whatever, and it just ends and we have to wait for part 2. I don't know if I would like that, dude.
If I'm thinking about it from a marketing standpoint, right? I'm taking off the fan
Mhm.
hat and putting on the marketing hat, and I'm thinking from Spyglass's perspective because Spyglass is horrible. I'm thinking that the end of the film, if they were truly bringing back Matthew Lillard, is your reveal. Maybe they do reveal him in the middle of the movie, and at the
Ugh.
end he gets away. And the reason why he gets away at the end is so your marketing materials for Scream 8 is Sydney versus Stu. You have the tail of the tape. You do the whole entire rundown of Sydney versus Stu one last time, and that would be in Scream 8. So that is something that I've always thought they would kind of do. And this is not me just thinking about it now with the new rumors. If you go back and watch when this channel first came out and we blew up on Scream, I was talking about this right after Scream 5 came out. It's like, this is what you got to do, right? You have Sam. She falls into that persona of Billy. You have Billy and Stu on screen one more time. Stu wins, and then you build up another film where it's Sydney versus Stu one last time. So that's something
I
that I
want
think.
that in this movie, dude. I
Yeah.
still want that. I still want that Sam is all hush hush. She comes back and it's her and Stu. So it's Billy, like you said, she's full psychosis, bro. It's Billy and Stu once again versus Sydney. That is
Yep.
awesome.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what other comments we got out there. Oh yeah, well this does make sense, King Matthew. My one problem with Randy coming back as the killer, why would he go after Mindy and Chad, his niece and nephew?
Well, they didn't die. He probably hit him in non-vital spots to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I think when we were talking about Randy, I thought we were referencing like before even 5. We were talking about like,
Yeah, that's how I was
yeah,
referencing. It would have been before
Yeah.
that.
But if he were to come back, you know what I mean? Again, it would be crazy. It would be, you know what I mean? But I think all of our other theories were a lot better than that. But honestly, why
Yeah.
would he go for Mindy and Chad? Is because
That's
setting everything up. You know, Chad and Mindy
We'll go
didn't
after
die.
their friend. Why
And
go
it would
after Sam?
explain, yeah, and it would explain why Chad and Mindy didn't die, right? Because everyone's screaming plot armor now that it's stupid and da da da. That would totally explain why they didn't die. He hit him in all non-vital points, and that's why.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what else we got floating around here. Let me see. Let me grab one here. Oh, if we get a cliffhanger, should it be Ghostface kills Gal and leaves Sydney and Tatum in the burning Mocker house to end the film on a cliffhanger with Ghostface winning finally?
I would love
still
that.
think I would love that personally, but I think the burning house is going to happen in the building with that couple that stays at the Airbnb.
I think the burning of the house is at the end.
You think?
I think it's at the beginning.
I think
that the Airbnb kills in the beginning. They burn the house down. Sydney thinks this is all fake until she sees something online or some news article that says that the Mocker house is burned down, and then she starts realizing that the calls she's getting are not prank calls, and that's like your first 20 minutes of the movie or something like that.
Yeah, I would agree with Noah. I think it's in the beginning. I think that's the opening scene, actually.
I think we're getting two openers. I think we're getting the opener with the couple at the Airbnb or bed and breakfast, and then we're getting a Sydney opener too. I think we're gonna have like two semi-openers in two different areas. But
that's traditional because Part 4 did it. You know what I mean? Where we had the Marnie and them, and then we had the fake out openings with the movies, and then we had Marnie, and then we had Sydney. You know, so yeah, it's tradition now. So.
All right, let's see. Russell God Forever is with us. What's up, man? How's it going?
The cream of the crop has arrived. The cream rises to the top.
All right, so I say make Julia Roberts the killer.
I'm telling you, bro.
Kill everyone with her pretty woman hooker boots. Rocky Horror. That's fantastic.
But dude, I think Julia Roberts, dude, I'm telling you, that would be the biggest twist. I think it would break everything more than Matthew Lillard. I really do. Because everyone's expecting Matthew Lillard. And what a great fake out, man. Telling you, what a great fake out if Jill actually comes back.
Well, Julia Roberts. Pretty woman.
Oh, no, but that's her niece. Sorry. That's her niece.
Yeah.
You know that, right? Yeah.
Yep.
See?
All right, let's see what else we got going on here.
You know what? That's the twist. That's the twist, right? Oh, my aunt. It's Sydney's other aunt.
Let's see. We got Wrestling God Forever since he just joined us. Hey, Stu Macher is alive, and I got the perfect explanation after the TV falls on his head, lashes and burns and cuts and broken bones on his face, but he suffered a long breathing issues. Yep, that makes sense.
That's what Dave said.
Yeah, we talked about
Dave
the respirator
before on this channel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, makes sense. Everybody that's watching this who wants to argue that TVs from back then will kill you, it's absolutely false. 174,000 TVs fell on people. One person died Stu's age.
I'm pretty sure people in like our group of like friends and family, we all know at least one person where a TV has fallen on them. We've known TV. I'm pretty sure I know a child who has had a TV fallen on them. Definitely, it was definitely over embellished, like the electricity and the sparks and all that. It was definitely an over embellishment in that film, but still, like if you're going based off of a movie that exists within technically our reality because they're us as characters, then you would have to go based off of that reality's logic that he wouldn't die from that kind of injury.
Yep.
Unless a shard of glass managed to go right through his eye and pierce his brain. Like,
see, like I debunked that too. Like, so like the Stu's Clues video that we run through all the clues, and the last movie, they show a hole in the TV, and I show like a guy taking a baseball bat to a tube TV could not break it. This would be horrible here. So we got dude OHQ. No, Jamie Lee Curtis.
No.
She's
absolutely
got
not.
Clause.
No.
Nope. If you want to know why Danny's talking about that, just go watch our best and worst moments of 2025.
Oh my god.
Howling comes up on that. So yeah.
Dude, absolutely not. Please no. Please.
All
Also,
right.
Halloween ranking franchise ranking.
Never
I truly
again.
Understand.
Never again will we rank Halloween. Never again.
Mm-mm.
All right. Do you
Oh, come on,
guys
guys.
think we'll finally get Maureen Prescott flashback and probably a Dewey tape? In my opinion, that would be the only way that they could have Dewey and Roman in the film without them being alive.
Unless they do
We've
several
mentioned that
flashbacks,
before.
just all flashbacks.
We mentioned that before in the podcast that all these cameos are actually flashbacks, and with the possibility of Matthew Lillard being in a flashback rather than being current up to date. That wouldn't surprise us. We even have a dope theory that if Sam is actually coming back, that someone planted that diary, in her home, that before all this started, and Sam's actually adopted, and she's actually the child of Billy and Sydney. So, it's a possibility. I do think that with the whole lineup of all these people coming back, yeah, I do think it's going to be a flashback, or the worst of the worst that we said it's all AI fuckery. So, hopefully not.
I guess. Well, I guess you could. It would make sense if it was a flashback, right? Like, because you do a flashback of Roman talking to Stu, and then maybe Stu is the one. Well, I mean, I think they said it right. Billy and Stu are the ones who took out Maureen. So he's in that Ghostface role because he's about to go do it, and they just they didn't digitally de-age his face because that's going to be in the movie, and that's why you're going to get all of that in a flashback. We're going to see Maureen's death potentially in a flashback.
We still have another topic to talk about too, so maybe we'll come back and talk about Scream next week. But Scott Walker dropped this question early on. I would love to see Ghostface versus Five Nights at Freddy movie, or Ghostface versus Michael Myers movie, where Ghostface battles the Yellow Rabbit.
Nah, keep Ghostface grounded and realistic.
Yeah, because Michael Myers
supernatural element movies.
Yeah, because Michael Myers, they recently made him a little too supernatural, and also prior to that, even when he was human, air quotes, that dude has super strength. There's no way that
I think I would
surviving that, dude.
I think I would love to see like maybe a short film where like it's just them fighting, like Bat in the Sun when they do their superpower beatdowns, and then just seeing Michael Myers go, like you get to see the actual cult of Ghostface. They're fighting him, and he just starts coming at them and just taking them all out in a group like that, like Tyrese in The Walking Dead when he's fighting all the zombies with the hammer. Like I want to see that.
Or like Michael in Halloween Kills when he takes out all the time Haddonfield people.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
that's why I said the supernatural
that was the only
element.
good thing about that movie.
Their fear and hate makes him stronger. I'm like, what are we watching? Star Wars? Like,
let your hatred grow. It's like, all right.
Good.
Yeah. Palpatine in the background.
Yeah.
Just wait for the doctor in the background to say, do it. Do it.
All right, so let's a lot of the things that we kind of talked about kind of are going to lead to our next topic of conversation here. Noah's going to lead this on this. Stranger Things, Conformity Gate. It came, it gone, but there's people like Noah that still believe that there is an episode that is coming.
All right,
so Noah, go ahead, Noah.
You're going to try and make me sound like some kind of moron when we're all...
I'm not going to make you sound like a moron.
Oh, there's people like Noah who believe there's these crackpots who are making these stupid theories over here, believing in something that's not true. Like, look, right, relax.
Look. Here's what I'm going to say. Look.
You've had your time.
This is coming...
It's my turn now as host.
All right, I'll let you go. Go ahead.
Out of the four of us here, who has heard and potentially believes that there is going to be something that comes out of this?
I've heard of it, but I don't believe. I think
there you go, Marcus.
I think some official spinoffs and stuff are going to come out.
Yeah, spinoffs are confirmed, so that's not something that I'm talking about.
But no, the whole thing with L and all of that stuff, I'm like, nah.
Don't worry, guys. Maybe I'll make one of you leave by the end. This is one page. This is one page, by the way.
And log off.
Mr. Dave, would you pull up the first picture of the gowns?
Yeah.
One of the biggest plot holes, as you guys like to say. Everyone's gowns are orange.
Yeah, it's supposed to be green and yellow.
Yeah, it's supposed to be green. But
yellow.
The graduating class of '63, aka Henry Creel's graduating class, orange. And guess what orange is most often associated with as far as color combinations? Prisoners. As if these people are prisoners in Vecna's mind and world. And stay on this picture. We're gonna stay on this picture because there's a lot of stuff that kind of ties into this picture as well. As you can see,
I know.
everybody is sitting. Everybody's sitting like Henry Creel does. They have their arms crossed, they're all sitting prim and proper. There's another picture that we're going to look at later that that also ties into this theory as well. The third theory in this picture alone, the yellow sign in the back, right? Everyone's like, "Oh, that's just a mistake. Like all these are just mistakes," right? In New Nightmare, the meta movie of Nightmare on Elm Street, there is a yellow sign, same exact color, and it says Freddy lives. There's also a special flashlight you can buy. It's like a Stranger Things 1980s themed flashlight, this blacklight reactive, and it comes with a little sign that in the same font, if you put the blacklight over it, it says Vecna lives. So that's just theory number 1 through 3. So we can.
Oh yeah. Why? Look. You and all the other theorists. Why aren't you hitting on Dustin's hat being in the top right hand corner?
What are you talking about?
The kid that's sitting. The first kid sitting behind the row of graduates, second from the right there, is wearing Dustin's hat. Why nobody talking about that?
I don't see Dustin's hat.
Yeah, Dustin's hat. There's red brill, white thing. You have a guy to the right of him that's wearing a tie. The guy to the left of him is wearing like a sweat top or some nonsense like that.
What are you talking?
No,
all the way
character.
to the right. It's
All the way to the right. There's Dustin's hat on some kid's head.
Yeah, all the way to the right. It's of the people dressed normal.
Yep.
In the background?
No, in the background.
Yeah, so you're talking about a character in the background. Also, by the way, since you want to talk about background characters, every single fucking character in that background is looking at the camera directly. They're not looking at Dustin. That character that you're mentioning too is looking at the camera. He's not looking at Dustin. And there are several instances in season 5 where characters look at
I'm gonna say this right now.
To the audience.
Coming from the fan theory person that has a show on there, if you go all the way to the back row, top left, there's a guy not looking at the camera. He is looking off to his right.
I didn't say.
Yeah, in the gray suit.
Yep. Yeah, look at that. All right.
Gray suit, red tie. He's looking at the camera. He's looking dead center.
No, he's not talking about that one.
But okay.
No. Yeah, we're talking all the way to the left-hand side, top left-hand corner. But anyway, go ahead.
Where his eyes are cut out. What are you talking about? Okay. Let me go. Let me continue. All right.
All right.
Let me just hit that check. There are 30. There are 30. Let's keep it going. I'm not gonna talk about that one. So, do they film on sets or do they film in people's houses? That's what I need to know. Do they rent out sets or do they film on a set that they build?
They usually build sets or rent out
sound
sets.
stages.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if they keep their sets and they build on sets, Mike's basement room, the carpet changed to blue or changed from blue to orange. The group at the Squawk, go to the checkerboard picture where they're all talking when Will's coming out. This is one of the last pictures I sent you. They're also sitting like, not that one. We'll get to that later.
Side note, I do want
They are
Jamie
also-
Campbell Bowers as Freddy Krueger if they were to.
I'm sorry for the low-res pictures. I apologize. But as you can see, once again, and I don't have pictures of every single character doing this, people are sitting like Henry. In the Shock Jock episode, I believe it is, Will is standing like Henry. And it's like, oh, it's just him standing like that. Billy did it, and Billy was under his control. So, the voltage dial.
Billy was under Mind Flayer control, not Vecna.
The
Mind
Mind
Flayer.
The Mind Flayer controls Vecna. So we can move on from that. The Mind Flayer controls Vecna. Vecna controls Billy. That's how that works. That has been explicitly stated out of scenes and in the show secretly. The voltage dial changing color from blue to red. That's not something that they do. They show you a close up of that dial change. They in every other season have shown you small little things and intentionally put them in there, and it has played a part in the story. Oh, you can also show that picture. That's picture number. Oh, I didn't send you the picture. Sorry. Listen, this was I couldn't get the pictures out. The pictures are last minute. I apologize. In the end credits, or not the end credits, but when they're talking about everyone's happy ending and whatnot, Will is in a bar sitting alone, Lonnie's leather jacket, smoking a cigarette, something that his mother would have never wanted for him. And in the background, lights are flickering. You also see there's checkerboard in the background. I didn't get those pictures as well. And that's another thing we're going to go into as well. But there's a checkerboard in that scene as well.
I think I figured it out as he's going along. I think I figured it out.
Okay.
All I'm gonna
glad
say
you
is this is
think you figured it out.
Sherlock all over again. Sherlock.
The end of the movie, the end of the show, Mike looks like Henry. His entire family has Henry's haircut. Ted, Nancy, Karen, Mike, they all have his haircut. Everyone except for Karen is wearing glasses, and they're all Henry's glasses. You have every single character when they're in a scene, people behind them, directly behind them, they're all wearing glasses. Henry Creel's glasses. Also, I want to go back to the Freddy Lives thing, the new Nightmare thing. Who played Victor Creel, Henry Creel's father?
Robert Englund. I know.
Robert Englund. That's crazy. That's so crazy.
Dude, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of fucking It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's like this with the board.
Yeah.
Right?
Listen, I had a fucking whiteboard. I just didn't have enough time to put it up. I was gonna go get Eggo waffles and everything. I was so pissed.
Oh my god.
His conspiracy theory board.
I know.
I'm glad you're noticing this. I'm glad you're
I know
noticing.
what you must feel like with all of us at Scream, dude. Like, damn.
Yeah, but I believe your theories in Scream. That's the thing. And they're right.
The reason, it's because Noah. Again, no, it's this, man. Honestly, the reason why, like, I appreciate that when we are discussing theories, but they're very plausible. This is very, very unplausible. It really is. When the Duffer Brothers,
I'm not done. Okay.
It's just because the Duffer Brothers already said and explained their ending and stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the only reason why.
They didn't. There's several contradictory interviews that they've done, especially over the promotional.
Yeah. So
hold. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, look, I have umpteen number of shows on this channel that are based on fan theories for different, not just Scream, but other things too. And the only reason why I'm not jumping on the Stranger Things one is because this is all capitalism playing out here. Because like you mentioned, right? You mentioned it's like, WWE is feuding with Slim Jim.
Again, I will get. Hold on, I will get to that in a minute. You can hold your horses there. You're taking a range of my theories, and you can.
All right, but I'm just saying. I'm going to explain it. I'm going to explain it, right? You have Netflix, and you have everybody's like, "Oh shit, we fucked up." But look what the fans are doing out there. They're raising all the concerns. Let's play into it so people watch more. Let's have them look for all these little clues and stuff like that. And I don't think that it's where they're going to have another episode. I think the plan is that 5 years down the line, when everybody's career is tanking, they're saying, we can come back now. We can come back now.
All of a sudden, they're all older. They're all older. Yeah. They've all been trapped this whole time. 5 years later, dude.
I'm gonna continue. And we'll get to that in a sec. We'll get to that later because there's more stuff to go into that you're not mentioning about them talking about Stranger Things. You also didn't mention your boy toy CM Punk, who's been talking about it too.
Dude's got a horror movie coming out. That's why, and he's getting asked about horror-related topics.
Okay. Wrestling interview. He was not being asked about horror stuff. I will get into it. Motor City Comic Con. David Harbour is promoting season 5 of Stranger Things, and once again, we're getting another person saying the real ending. We're going to get something that's going to end in real time. I sent you I know I didn't send you the link to that one, but I sent you a link to a different video with Sean Levy. Sean Levy talking about the final edit of the final script of the final ending, and he said he really loves it. So there's that. I have a couple more interview things as well. Where is it? There's a quote from Millie Bobby Brown when she was asked about the ending of Stranger Things. I cannot find it anywhere. It's been scrubbed from the internet. And she said in one word, meta. That's all she said. Okay. Let's go.
I do like
all over again, I'm telling you.
I like the Hellfire's Live shirt that they released, or does have the dice with the 11 in it.
I will be getting there soon.
All right, come on now.
Yeah, I'm
Stop
definitely
rushing
feeling
me.
Game of
No,
Thrones
stop
vibes.
rushing me. These are my. There was no theories for Game of Thrones. It just sucked because there was no final book. This is not the same thing.
Okay.
You keep rushing me. I'm gonna keep taking longer. Finn Wolfhard in an interview had said that two things. One, that Will giving him the painting and lying about Elle saying that she commissioned it was going to play significance in the final episode, and it did not. And he also said that he had no idea and didn't expect the significance of Mike's ending in the show. And nothing fucking happened to Mike in the end of the show. Nothing at all happened to Mike in the ending.
Again, this is
Just let me
Sherlock
take one because I
season
have to go through
4.
these and have these typed out.
This is
Huh?
Sherlock season 4 all over again.
Yep. Yep.
For those that know,
Duffer Brothers, you know what? The next one, Duffer Brothers also said that in season 5 we find out who locked the buyer's door in season 1. That never happened either, and that was a big thing that they were promoting. So I mean, that's another mistake, I guess, guys. I guess we're on to number 14.
Yep. All mistakes, man. I'm telling you.
They also said you guys are just ignorant to the idea of whimsy. They also said that Barb's body was going to be seen in the Upside Down. So that's they did not see Barb's body in the Upside Down. We were supposed to see the Thessal Hydra, which we still have not seen. The Thessal Hydra is a 3-headed dragon. For those of you who don't know, Duffer Brothers scripts are supposed to be in red, and they posted an image of them read the final table read with the final scripts, and they put the final in all caps both times. And guess what the script colors were? They were fucking white. They intentionally said that the scripts were going to be in red so people couldn't spoil them or leak them.
No, I think they were referring to. So Noah, I don't know if you know, if you go to final draft and you work on script.
Yeah, red script, blue script.
When you do,
I know what you're. Yes, I do know.
Drafts,
they said that they were printing the scripts. They were printing the scripts in red because they didn't want people to leak it as easily. I do know about. Yeah, I know about that. That's not why they did it.
3 hours later.
Shut up, Danny. Okay, so we also have Will in his coming out scene, right? You think the big thing is the controversy? Oh, well, why do we need this big scene? When in actuality, there's two big things in that. One, the hardware store is not a milkshake store, but it was in 63 when Henry was around. And why does Will like getting lost in the woods when he was abducted in the woods? Those are two very big plot holes. So, I mean, again, or no, they're connecting you back to the 60s again and to things that happened in season 1 that don't make sense at all. This shit also comes up in the play. So, like, if you don't know, like, some of the stuff is from the play.
Oh, maybe that's a thing there, too, is to direct you to the play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I didn't even know about the Broadway play until I saw, like, a video of Jamie.
You can go to that picture that you had originally of Elle and Henry playing chess. Yeah.
All right.
In season 4, this scene right here, they're playing chess with each other, and this is supposed to be a metaphor for Henry using her at this at this current point in time in her backstory to get his powers back. Now go back to the picture of the coming out scene. They are on a checkerboard. They are being manipulated. They are being used just as 11 was being used in the backstory. And that's why they showed the chess board. We do see checkered patterns popping up multiple times as well. One of the times we see it pop up is when I believe Max is wearing Vans. She's wearing checkered Vans, which makes sense for the time, but also she becomes more destructive at the end of the episode. It's like, oh, well, you don't like, what does that mean? She was knocking shit down. She's breaking shit. That's something that she didn't want to be like, because that's what Billy was like. This is not really, I'm actually for a bit and forgot. But that one's like that could be good, whatever. Here's a good one too. So when Jonathan's taking photos at the end of the movie or at the end of the show, his video camera and his photos don't have timestamps at all. And every other time that a video camera perspective has been used, you've seen the timestamps, the date. We all know about the date stamps. We've all used cameras, like video cameras. And yeah, 420 Slayer. And I have a quote to read from this one. So, in season at the end, he also says that he wants to make sure that the lighting is just right by putting up the curtains. And he's referring to putting up curtains because of lighting. So this is a quote from Murray in season 2. Most people, they're not wired like me and you, okay? They don't spend their lives trying to get a look at what's behind the curtain. They like the curtain. It provides them stability, comfort, and definition. So the idea with that one is that he's putting up the curtain of conformity, and everyone is under the veil or the curtain, so to speak. Here's my last picture that I'm going to read in a second.
Yeah, so like while you're looking for that last one, like CG goes, even gay people say that was such an awkward coming out during the 80s. What gay people were going through then?
It's also Indiana. It's also Indiana in the 80s.
Look, I'm thinking that it was so prolonged because 7.5 hours of last season was all filler. So everything was just so long in the entire season.
I just think they again. I'm gonna go off of my theory, man. I just think they didn't know how to fucking end it. They wrote themselves into a corner. They didn't know how to end it, and they had to fulfill the contract for Netflix. So how do we prolong this thing as much as possible, right? To fulfill our contracts, and then you just have all these plot holes. It's the same thing with Game of Thrones. They rushed Game of Thrones because those directors had another opportunity, and they're like, "Well, we have to fulfill our contract for HBO." They rushed the hell out of Game of Thrones.
That's what didn't have a story to go based off of. But that's what didn't have a story to go based off of.
I understand that, but they created their own story from their previous works. It's this is the problem with a lot of shows, man, a lot of movies, is that you have these people that don't know how to write and all this jazz, and then you just, we're doing it off the base of these works. Cool. We're seeing it in Marvel and stuff like that. You have so many comic book storylines that you can go through, and you botch it. Same thing with Star Wars. You have so many. They said the extended universe is non-canon. What do? They take from the damn books and they bring it in, and then they botch them because they can't write. And I feel like that's what happened with the Duffer Brothers, man. I feel like they just wrote themselves into a corner, and they were like, how do we now end this with only season 5? We don't have 6, 7, 8, and all this stuff. How do we just end it here? And this is what happened. They're like, I don't know, man. Just make it happen.
All right, well, I'm going to continue because I'm almost done. Going back to that same scene, during that scene, Hopper also says it's not The Godfather. And that is a movie that notoriously had 2 endings filmed. Just want to put that out there. I'm not going to go into the lore of like that whole ending situation, but I think I sent you the picture as well. Okay, so I didn't send you this picture, but Karen, they made it a point that Karen was showing her scars at the graduation ceremony. And yes, it could be I will even say that it could be them just being lazy and not wanting to put the cosmetics on until I saw a set photo. So I will get to that. But at the end, when she opens up the door again and they do their call back to like, oh, Mike, you got to come upstairs, whatever. And she's in her outfit, no scars, right? And I was like, oh, that's just a mistake, right? I swear to God, I sent you a zoomed in picture, but it didn't show or send or whatever. But in that picture, it shows that there's visibly no scars. You can clearly see that there's no scars, even with the grain. In a behind the scenes set photo, she's in that exact outfit with scars on, almost as if it's throwing you off. It's like, no, she actually did have the scars. But the photos, you take stills of that scene, clearly see that there's no scars on there. So there's that. Did I send you the Hellfire image? Because if not, then I will send it now.
I got one statement once he's finished. I got one statement on this once he's finished.
Okay, so I can't show the picture, but you know about the 11 lives theory, right? Like they show like the little dice, the 20-sided dice. It shows the 11. It says 11 lives. The funny thing about that dice too, I will get to that as well. That's a theory afterwards. But if you look at that dice, what is that shaped like? It's shaped like a tesseract. And if you follow a wrinkle in time, the tesseract is used for time warping. So and there's a lot of little Easter eggs in there in the Hellfire Club shirt. That's just the one that I kind of looked at as like a wrinkle of time is prevalent in this show, in this season. Susie and Vicky are gone. They're nowhere to be mentioned in this whole season 5. And yes, Susie's Mormon. She's probably married with 2 kids already. She got married off. Vicky, she's not necessary for the ending because she's not a major character as far as like the group goes. She just found out about all of this. It's like they didn't show Mr. Clark either at the end, as far as I can remember. However, it also plays into the fact that Henry doesn't know who these people are. They helped, but he doesn't know who they are. He's never interacted with them in any way. Even when they were helping, Susie was doing it from states away and had nothing to do with the overarching story of what Vecna was doing, so they had no contact. So he doesn't know who these two people are. And Stacy, the girl at the end who's hitting on Dustin, was the same girl who denied him a dance. Like, really, we're going to play into that heavy 80s trope. It's like, oh, well, now he gets the girl. That's a little weird, right? Like, she's the reason that he stormed off at the end of season 2 at the snowball dance and started crying. And Vecna knows who Stacy is because he was watching them at the dance. They showed us that in the season finale. Okay, almost done. I'm sorry. I'm almost there. I know, guys, it's a lot. It's a lot because it's too inconsistent to be inconsistent. I don't believe in coincidences, as Lukas said. To the camera, by the way. Mr. What's It game at the end of only in the last show, in the last episode, a What's It game pops up behind Derek. You see a board game. It's called What's It. Kind of weird. Because all of those characters too, yep, there it is. All of the characters who are playing the D&D board game at the end of the episode are everybody who was under the control of the Mind Flayer or under Vecna or Mr. What's It. And also when that scene closes out too, the door closes, the lights go out, and guess what you hear? The fucking clock chimes. Kind of weird, huh? So once again, back. No, okay, you can go back to the binders one. Go back to the binders.
I just can't wait to say my statement.
So when this originally aired, this was in a different order where it showed the number 11, kind of hinting that 11 was alive. This was posted afterwards as on I think Finn Wolfhard's personal Instagram, where it shows this X is a lie, Instagram or Twitter, whatever you want, whatever it's on, but it says X is a lie, as referring to Dimension X was a lie that was made by Henry as an illusion kind of deal. Also, if you look at like those end credits where like they show the character cards, like their classes and whatever, it says that Will's an illusionist, not a sorcerer. And you're gonna tell me that the biggest fucking plot point of the show even has a plot hole at the end credits where they're telling you to pause and read these things? That's weird. Also the end title when they show when they show like they show the Stranger Things player guide, right? That seems pretty meta. You know what else seems meta? That there's an 11 that's in the bindings of that player's guide where they show the Stranger Things player's guide. And the dice roll is a 7. The 7 that started it all. Because Will rolled a 7 in season 1. 7s have been consistent throughout every single season. And he rolled a 7 and he lost, and the Demogorgon got him. And that's what happened. They rolled a 7 and they lost. That's why the ending is so reminiscent of season 5 ending is basically the opening of season 1. Instead, they didn't lose, they won. And they won with Fireball instead of losing with Fireball. And guess what? They fought Vecna with fireballs because they were using the alcohol water balloons and they were throwing it at the Mind Flayer. And they cast Fireball and lost. Okay, I got 2 or 3 more?
Yeah.
I still, man, listen, the best ending would have been just as soon as it was done, it should have showed them as kids again, and they just wrapped up their D&D game.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That would have been.
I would have understood. I would have been okay with it, but I definitely don't think it would have been the best ending. Also, there was no way for 11 to live. You go back and watch that clip; they were all pointed at her. Every single one of those things was pointed in the direction of that truck. She would not have been able to have gotten out of that. And
because she moved. She moved when they used the sound thing on her earlier.
So you're telling me that
it hurts
her.
No, it hurts her, but she was able to move. She just couldn't use her power.
Capacity to be able to get
Mike's explanation of 8 doing the illusion is probably the best explanation for that. That
was 8. Yeah, that was.
I also think is. I also believe that to be bullshit.
You saw her hand. Remember, you saw her hand shifting in the
Twitch.
You saw her hand shift. You saw that afterwards, though. That was after the whole scene happened. You didn't see that perspective until Mike told you that. That and the theory right now is that Mike is under a trance. He's the final episode.
and you see the 3 waterfalls. So hey, I'm just saying.
like that all.
Don't go
sounds very
chasing
illusion.
waterfalls.
Yeah, right, because they're illusions. Don't go chasing waterfalls because they're illusions.
Yeah.
She said no going Rain Man.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh my God. Comment.
No, but
it.
I have 2 more
Go
things. I
ahead.
have 2 more things, and then I'm done. I have 2 more things, and
Go
I'm
ahead.
done. The WSQK Squawk hosts. Do you know what their names are? By the way, the Squawk post only went up starting January 1st. So do you know the names?
No.
Mindy Flair and Vance. And
Sorry,
then
I
the
logged out
last
for 2
one, which
seconds.
that's good. That's good. You just can't handle these theories being too right. And then the last one, which I will go into, which is the Squawk messages that also started airing after the final episode. And there's a picture which I'm gonna read. I'm not gonna. I didn't send it. I'm just gonna read it. The first one was that in the Gear archive, the Squawk went offline, and then it confirmed Red, Yellow, Lightning Bolt, a couple other things. It just says Varsity Jacket, stuff. It's just like different things right there. But then you go to 94 FM, the Squawk. This is a day later, and it says signal detected. So they lost the signal a day before, and then the signal was redetected, and it says locations Hawkins, Indiana, status repeating. And then in quotations, it says, you're hearing this, ... So it's already too late. And transmission log, unconfirmed reports of sightings, broadcast fragments, unofficial station gear. They didn't release anything yesterday other than the announcement that the Squawk is coming back online tomorrow. And to go back to what you were saying about
Tomorrow
Slim
is
Jim
the documentary that drops.
I know, but the Squawk is a website. The Squawk is just a website. It's not even like videos or anything like that. They're documentations of like just analog files or whatever. But to go back to what you're saying about Slim Jim and Netflix and all that, so Netflix and WWE. So everybody, actually, so let's just say first and foremost, WWE, Stranger Things, and Slim Jim. They are all basically corporations that kind of work under or with Netflix. They are all opposite arguments for this, with whether or not they believe or don't believe. Slim Jim's is fucking wild right now. I gotta tell you, Slim Jim's wilding out. You on all their social medias, and they are fucking crazy with the belief that this is real. Like they're on every post, comments like I believe kind of deal. And then like I said with WWE, if CM Punk going on social or on a podcast or an interview, and he's aggressively telling fans that they should like the ending. Like he's making people who saying that they don't like the fan, that they're overly hateful. It's just like that regurgitated garbage that you hear from people trying to smooth the waters out, right? As in your favor, whatever. And then WWE, they hosted the Stranger Things live thing. People thought something was going to happen with that, and then that was just not only was it not really a crossover, it was kind of a subpar episode of WWE. It was kind of a bad episode of Raw. Nothing really happened in Raw.
No, horrible.
Yeah, like I said, it's a bad episode of Raw. And there have been several people who said that the ending of this episode of this season or series is going to be wildly meta. Oh, and I also forgot. I just remembered because there's other theories here that I don't have because I didn't remember them. But one of the things, the woman who sings at the diner or the restaurant that they're at the end of season 5, Hopper and Joyce. Mm-hmm. That is the girl from the play of the Henry Creel's First Love.
Well, so was the one soldier that L made off himself. He played Papa in the Broadway play.
But there's significance, right? Like, so he played a significantly different part. That is just a one-off character who played a significant part in the play, whereas he played a young version of a character that already existed. They showed you that a character who's only ever been recognized in the play and is very important to Henry Creel is being shown right now.
I wonder what Slim Jim's involvement is with Stranger Things.
So this is what I'm gonna say. Wait, you finish your list?
All right, go for it. Yes, please.
I'm gonna quote. I might not have the exact words, but I'm gonna quote Hopper himself in the episode when they were at the lab and they had to lift the big metal slab and what was it, the finale or episode 7?
Mm-hmm.
When they got the teacher involved and the cameras. You're overthinking it.
Yeah, he also, you know what's funny? I want to also steal a quote. You know, it's great. I'll steal a quote from Hopper from this series too. It feels like there's a lot of pieces missing to this puzzle. which has also been coming up too. So I mean, you could go either or. And listen. You want to call Joyce Byers? That's fine. I'll hold the fucking lights. I'll look into the fucking lights. I don't care. When I'm right,
CG.
I'll be calling,
Yep.
when I'm right. Yes, it's true. Yes, when I'm right, I'll be calling all of you, and you'll know that I'm right because I'll be saying, "Hey, Lonnie, how you doing?" And
listen,
also,
Noah, if you are right,
Mm-hmm.
we will give you your kudos, man. Like that. That's not even the issue. We will give you your kudos. You know this. But all three of us are like, this is highly unlikely. It's just
ATA
bad
said,
writing.
"Don't go into the light, Carolyn. Don't go into the light."
They're here, man. They're here. They're here to stay. They're here to say, listen. And the best part about it, too, is everybody who doesn't believe in the conformity gate has been calling the believers Joyce. And guess who's fucking right? Joyce. Will wasn't dead. So you can keep your beliefs. I'll keep my beliefs.
That's great.
And it's, you know what? It's fine, too, because I'll let everybody know. Ryan and I are gonna record ourselves tomorrow watching the watching the behind the scenes thing, the documentary. That's another thing too. They've been posting behind the scenes shit left and right. There's nothing that we don't already know about what happened in season 5 in the behind the scenes already. So the fact that they're doing a whole documentary on the series and we've been seeing back behind the scenes stuff, they have shows on Netflix dedicated to behind the scenes stuff for other seasons. There's stuff on YouTube dedicated to it. So this documentary is useless. So we're gonna watch it. If nothing happens, it's not gonna be posted. But if something happens, you're gonna get a special treat because we're gonna be doing something new, and you're probably gonna see me fangirl the fuck out because we're like, let's go.
I just wonder, are they going to address the situation with the actress that played Max's mom? You know, that whole story is messed up with the cancer and not bringing her back and talking about blacklisting and stuff. Man.
So that's the thing, right? Like that doesn't really seem like a plot hole to me that she didn't show up in the hospital. Like, you could just say like, oh, she wasn't there. Like she just wasn't. They weren't filming. The cameras weren't on when she was there, kind of deal. Like that would be my thing. It's like she wasn't a major character in any season that she played in. She was only in like 2 episodes or 3 episodes of season 3 or season 2, and then season 3 and 4 she barely showed up. So it's like, I think it sucks that she lost a paycheck and it fucked with her being able to afford medication. But I don't, as far as like the film standpoint or the movie show standpoint, I don't think it fucks with continuity in a way. I do think that she should have been fucked over.
Let me tell you this. So if they were to go down this route and they have another episode and so forth, which I'm thinking all of these, and I don't even think these gaps are on purpose. I think all of this is just pointing to, hey, in 5 years we're coming back. If they were to drop another episode, I would say, like, you gave us that bullshit of a season to try to trick people into watching the last episode. So you just gave us a horrible season of any TV series. This was just a bad season, period.
Yep.
To get to a final episode,
I would say like
the worst season of all. I wouldn't say it's the worst season of all time. It falls apart towards the end.
It falls apart because I would say the first 4 episodes were pretty solid, and episode 6 was solid. But after like all the other filler stuff, I was like, dude, we could have done without this shit.
This show gave away the ending on episode 4. Like when he goes Super Saiyan at the end, it's like nobody's dying. That's it. Nobody's dying.
I'm still waiting for you to actually get that word right. Saiyan's a color. It's not what he does.
And that's what was going to happen.
It's not Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan would be a Super Blue. Super Saiyan.
Whatever.
Yep.
But
tomato. It's like Pokemon, right?
Well, no, because it's still wrong. You're adding a different letter.
I know. I correct people too on that.
But listen, I'm not an anime fan. I don't like either show. But what I'm saying. So what I was gonna say is like, if you give us this season, which kind of it only does bad because of the inconsistencies, right? But then if you have another episode that's not only
it's too drawn out. It's 9 hours of content that should have been 3.5.
Yeah.
Again, because these
Dave, you should have said that this was gonna be like this, man. I would have did this would have been a great drinking episode. Every time Noah spasses out, I'm drunk on the floor already.
I don't even see it that way. The season was only bad is bad mostly because of its inconsistencies, and they aren't inconsistencies, and it doesn't make the show bad if you find out that we're getting something that's actually going to pay off this entire series. And it's like, holy shit, not only did they do all these things that confused the fuck out of us and then started this mass hysteria online, then they actually gave us a payoff for why all of this actually makes sense into this show. So if they, so like I said, so if there is an additional episode, if they're doing something else, then I don't think that this is, I don't even think that this is this would be one of the best things to happen in television history. And if it doesn't, then I wouldn't say that this is one of the worst seasons to ever happen to television. It's basic. It's definitely nothing where we got from season 1 and 4 because they were very much broader in storytelling. But season 5 is just like, I would say, if anything, it's just meh as far as like shows going to an end. Like there are much worse season finales and series finales. Like you didn't even mention, we talked for Game of Thrones. We didn't mention Walking Dead as a series finale, and they have shows going on afterwards, and that was fucking atrocious.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, it's so much they could have focused on to really wrap up the story. Like, it should have been focused more on the exotic matter and the bridge and all of that. They dropped the ball on that. But again, I think, like Dave and Danny said, ultimately, 5 years from now, when the hype dies down, they're going to bring it back. You know what I mean? So
I think some of the inconsistencies are there on purpose for that reunion that comes down the line, because that's where your money's at. Your money is at not another episode added to this. It's a
but that's a much bigger
show
risk.
Returning.
That's a much bigger risk because then it just comes off as inconsistencies. Because going back to Marcus's point, right? He waited 35 years to find out that he was gaslighting himself into realizing that there was an alternate ending to the final nightmare or whatever. So it's a much bigger risk, especially since that movie fucking tanked. So I don't see how that would make sense. Like, oh, we're putting these little Easter eggs in here so people can find them right off the gate, and then we don't do anything about it for years in the future. That seems less plausible than them just being mistakes. I would say more likely that it's mistakes than they're doing this on purpose and they're waiting years in the future. Because that you would have to, like, from a writing standpoint, you'd have to know that kills you. Because if the documentary is just a documentary, I have no interest in watching any of the other shows that they're producing because you've disappointed me.
Well, it's about the money and it's about the money and the ratings. So it's like ultimately,
that's it.
Yeah, ultimately it comes down to those two.
And to prove this point, like, people hated the Game of Thrones season finale, right? But now you have
absolutely.
They hated the past several seasons.
You have absolutely. You have a sequel show coming out for Game of Thrones that people are going to watch. So Game of Thrones, even though it pissed people off, it's still running strong.
Yeah,
it's still running strong. So Stranger Things is probably going to be the same way. Like you give 5 years,
that, but I would, to that point, I would, to argue
to
your point, I would say House of Dragons nowhere near as popular as Game of Thrones was.
The hell it is. The hell it is.
The hell it is. Yeah, the hell it ain't. Because
no.
People don't talk about it as nearly as much. I'm sorry.
No,
like, you can't even compare.
Yes, they compare it to the
dude,
first.
I'm sorry.
They compare House of the Dragon to the first 3 seasons, which were the greatest of Game of Thrones. They compare it to
you could say it's, but you could say it's better. That doesn't mean that it gets talked about more. It's doing
it
better.
does.
It doesn't. House of Dragon does not do. House of Dragon does not get talked about nearly as much by fans as Game of Thrones does. And I will die on that hill. Like Game of Thrones was massive. Game of Thrones was massive. It was breaking the molds of of people who wouldn't watch that type of genre. I don't think House of Dragons is doing that anymore. It would be because of Game of Thrones. You even hear them saying that they plan on going back and refilming the last season or the last 2 seasons. I don't think House of Dragon does nearly as. I'm not saying it's not a popular show or it's not a massive show, but I don't think it's nearly as popular as word of mouth as Game of Thrones ever was.
It is because of the fact
and even
that
if it is, it's riding off. But even still, it's riding off the popularity of Game of Thrones, so you can't give it its own credit.
No, actually, it is because they said it's more authentic and accurate to the little novellas about.
Well, that's fine, but people are watching the show because of the Game of Thrones show, not because of the Game of Thrones book. And you might have some people, but you're getting average viewers. Like that's what we talk about all the time. You get average viewers, not people coming in.
Oh yeah, you get the casual viewers, yeah. But once those casual viewers find out the lore.
Talk about Bruce Lee movie, hell yeah, dude! Enter the Dragon, baby.
Yeah. House of Dragons season 2 House of Dragons is good, man. Like I'm just
I'm not
watching
saying
Game of
that's
Thrones
right.
now.
I'm not saying it's
really
not a
good.
good
The
show.
only thing that's killing it is the time between the seasons. That's the only thing that's killing it right now.
Well, there's no control over that now because these shows, like
I know.
I was telling somebody
It's a big
online
budget.
now, they don't realize like the production value of these shows now
Oh yeah,
are on the
huge.
same level of big budget blockbusters. So
Movies. Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it takes time. It's going to take
Mhm.
2 years to, like,
Yeah.
shows don't come out annually anymore like they used to. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Stranger Things is going for a reunion show in the future more than a last episode. And if
Yeah.
it is a last episode, like here, I'll leave it to this. How pissed off are people going to be that they went to the movie theater on New Year's Eve night
Yeah.
thinking that this was their last episode, and then surprise, motherfuckers, we ruined your New Year's Eve because there is
Yeah.
another episode.
Listen, if we could leave off the podcast on one thing, I think it sounds to me like season 5 was a red herring.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that suck though? Like you would have like season 5 is red herring. So you watch Stranger Things season 1 through 4, and you skip all of 5 just to get to the last episode.
You don't have to
Silly,
skip
dude.
5 though. You don't skip all of season 5 to get to the last
I will.
episode.
That's
But you're not even looking at it at the right perspective. Then you're looking at it at the perspective that it's just a bad season. But if you incorporate another episode that makes it meta, which is the theory right now, is that
it wouldn't for me. It wouldn't because it's just so drawn out. Like everything's drawn out. Like tighten it up. Like I would say, because Netflix has done this before with Stranger Things, is if they drop another episode, they go back and recut season 5 and tighten it all up. And then they have maybe 2 cuts out there because that last season is just way too long. It is.
If they have a second cut out there, it would be the extended cut. I don't think it would be a shortened version.
It was trash.
Releases of timestamps which are over 2 hours a piece each episode. So if you're going to go talk about that, like recutting it, it'd be recutted to extend it. I would think not to like. So like that's on my theory that it's going to like that we're going to get more stuff because those release times were official. We were told that they were official. Every episode was going to be close to 2 hours or over 2 hours. And it's like, surprise, only the last episode's 2 hours, and that was it. So, listen, man, you can say what you want. I'm going to say what I want.
On that note.
Yep. All right, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow with the documentary. Maybe we'll recap this on Sunday. And see, he's like, so Noah, how was the documentary? How was the leak of the new episode coming? So we'll get.
You're either gonna see me sitting here so happy I'm actually upside down, or you're gonna see me not here because I'm gonna fucking jump off a cliff. I'm gonna jump into the upside down. Let's say that. Because I'm so pissed.
All right. Hey, so I guess we'll end it there. Thank you everybody for joining us. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Go and check out our videos and stuff like that on the channels. Go and check Danny's channel out. Noah says he's recording this episode tomorrow, so we're either going to see him crying in some shorts online, or he's going to be very happy.
Yeah,
hold on. So I want to respond to CG before we go. So CG, even though that's green screen, though, you got to take into account like they got to build those sets and everything, so that takes time. So one episode of TV usually takes a minimum of 8 days to film. But a show like Stranger Things that have heavy VFX, you got to probably double that, maybe like 12, 14
with
days,
the fucking
maybe.
black hole and
you know what I mean? So it's like a show like The Pit, where even if that is a sound stage or whatever, it's still considered like one location. You know what I mean? Or one set, or like, you know, even if it's like a house or apartment or something like that. So it's easier to do a 1 year turnaround for a show, a medical show, compared to like a fantasy show or something like that.
Or even like live sets as well. They don't just have, like they're sometimes filming out in the streets and whatnot too. They're not just filming on full CGI. So it's
then they travel out of the country too, because Stranger Things was filmed in Ontario or something like that.
I think so.
And then you got to travel everybody, and then 6 months of post-production and all of that. So
if you want to see that all gone wrong, go ahead and watch Disney Plus's Echo, where they start out with actual sets, and by the end of it,
for another time.
You don't have any money.
Yeah.
Let's film it in a dark room.
Let's
put it in a dark room.
All right, throw up the outro credits so I can make my Twilight reference.
All right. So thank you everybody for joining us. We'll catch you soon, and we love you. Have a great week. See you later.
Conformity gate is real.
What's
We
that
want to
song?
rank the Twilight franchise. Let's do it. Let's do it.
What's that song from Twilight? Noah ran 1,000 miles with his spiel on Stranger
Jesus
Things.
Christ, Morty, are we just gonna talk about Stranger Things all the time? Jesus. We're still alive.